Yo, what's up, guys? Yo, Country Girl, Candy, Umbreon, Don, Mysterious, Noelani, American Brown Guy. Let's go, dudes. What's up, dudes? Oh, my lighting sucks. I usually don't stream at night. I don't have any lights, that's why. Alright. What's up? Bro, I'm so cold. I'm trying to read y'all's chats, but hold on. I gotta put my glasses on. What's up? Hold on. Yeah, I did. Yo, Backwoods, what's good? Fatai, what's good? Lights are not that expensive. I mean, my ring light was like, it was like 120 bucks, something like that. I need more lights. I need like, and it's not, man. I can get that shit like Best Buy or Office Depot for like 60 bucks, something like that. Bro, that's like if I shave, I will become 18 again instead of 26. I know, man, and the next time I go to the gas station, I'm gonna get ID'd and it's gonna chap my ass, and I'm just like, come on, man. The AMC interview with the Vampire Ministries is a total mind job. I've seen it. Oh, if you've seen it, you know. I have no idea, but I don't know what that is, Don. I barely get. Yeah, I wasn't gonna shave. I was gonna get the barber to do it for me, and then she's really good, and she's like, "Do you want me to do your beard?" And I was like, "Nah, I got different plans." She's like, "Are you sure I can do it?" I was like, "It wouldn't make sense for me to pay you to do what I plan on doing." She's like, "Oh, you're gonna cut it all off?" I was like, "Uh-huh." She's like, "Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't pay for that either. That's easy." Woka, what's good, dog? Bro, I barely ever see you. Sometime last week I was asking about you because we were doing a stolen I wonder how I look with glasses with no facial hair. Like a fucking nerd, hell yeah. We were watching a Stolen Valor video, and there was a Stolen Valor dude in Australia that got caught at a coffee shop by 2 police officers, and both police officers were prior service, and they called him out. They were like, come here, mate. So I see that patches are on the wrong side, mate. You know, armed forces here in Australia, we don't do that, mate. And like, it was this big thing, and that shit was so. You've seen it? Oh, that shit was so funny. I was like, I cannot believe that was like pristine Stolen Valor, dude. Like, you never see him get caught by cops. And then we saw that dude get caught by a cop. We saw one dude arrested while in uniform by police officers while he was on a date with some fucking Filipino girl, probably some fucking mail order bride. And that shit was great. Matter of fact, we should watch some Stolen Valor today. I kind of want to do that. Shut up. Oh, what? You don't know? It's also a federal crime. Yeah, Okay, I didn't know it was I didn't know it was a federal crime, but I do know it's a crime. It's just the only reason it surprises me when I see people get in trouble, it's because it's rarely enforced. Woka, how many dudes guilty of stolen valor have you ever seen not go to jail? I've seen several. I've seen several dudes that do stolen valor and they don't go. It's just like, hey, jackass, take the uniform off. And then they take the uniform off, and then that's the end of the day. That's it. That's where it stops. You rarely ever see them go to jail. It's just like usually they get a warning, or like they get their ass whooped, or they get embarrassed, but rarely ever the cops. And that was like 2 videos right there that it was just like, holy shit. Homie got caught by Popo, and then dude got arrested on a date. I look like Clark Kent. If there's any variation of Clark Kent that's brown, maybe, I suppose. I think it's a stupid fucking character anyways, but lame ass fucking. I should actually take that as an insult, Noelani, because that's the stupidest fucking secret identity that I've ever seen in my entire life. I called you a vampire? Yeah. I look pale, don't I? I don't even look like I'm Puerto Rican. It's my facial hair blocks out the sun, like. And I have a jawline and everything. I don't know if you guys knew that I had a jawline, but it's here. See it? Right there. I have lips too. I don't know if you guys knew that I had lips, but they're right here. You never see those either. That's exactly why I don't shave, Katai. You know what's better than looking 20? Being 20. And only one BCS, my station didn't tell the cops. We just tied him to the flagpole by his underwear. BCS. Funny thing is they explain his glasses disguise in the comics. Alright, correct me if I'm wrong, Logan. This is the reason. Okay. This is the reason for Superman's disguise. As stupid as you think it might be. I think it's stupid. But this is the reason. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure this is the reason. The reason that Clark Kent just uses glasses and just changes his clothes is because he's so powerful. He's so strong. His aura is like 10 trillion% that no one would ever believe that the Man of Steel is riding the subway right next to them. No one would ever believe that the Man of Steel is at the post office checking his mail. No one would ever believe that they're standing right next to Superman waiting on fucking snow cones. I think that's the reason. I think that's the explanation. Just like people's minds can't comprehend that they could quite possibly be standing to one of the most powerful beings in the solar system. I'm fucking freezing, and I think it's because I got a haircut, man. My head's cold, my face is cold, my neck is cold. My upper body's never cold, it's just my feet. People in Gotham don't believe Bruce Wayne is Batman. Yeah, because he wears a mask. You never see his face, but I guarantee if Bruce Wayne went around fucking wearing aviators around Wayne Enterprise, and then whenever he goes and fights crime, he just takes the aviators off and doesn't put on a mask, people would know that this motherfucker is Bruce Wayne. Same thing with Oliver Queen. If you fuck around and pull his hood up, you're gonna see Oliver Queen as the Arrow. It's like, but at least they covered a little bit. Superman don't give a shit, which begs the question, why not just tell people? Iron Man tells people, I'm Iron Man, bitch. Superman's infinitely more powerful and tells no one. Yo, Angie, what's good? And Rebel, yes, I did get a haircut. I didn't have to, I wanted to. I was starting to look homeless. For real. And I know some of you dudes can rock the homeless hobo look. Believe me, I love rocking the homeless hobo look. Just not shaving, not getting a haircut, not giving a fuck, just letting it grow up. Just letting God take the wheel with your hair. I like doing that, but enough was enough, really. I was like, I gotta. Oh! I showed my niece. I went into my sister's room. She was watching cartoons. I showed her. She was like, Theo! You look different. I was like, I know. Mama, I got a haircut. And she's like, I don't like the way you look, Theo. I don't. I need you to leave. She kicked me out. She doesn't like my haircut. She doesn't like that I shaved. She doesn't like anything about what's going on right here. And she told me straight up, honest as fuck, she's like, I don't like that. Did somebody give you some money in a parking lot and tell you, hey, you need to clean yourself up? No, I wish, because then the haircut would have been fucking free. Gotta say, I miss the beard. Guys, it grows back. It grows back. It's like, it's not gone forever. It definitely took years off you. Maybe I should do this more often. Oh, well, hello. There's the little traitor that doesn't like me anymore. Hey. You don't want to look at me? Hey. Hey. Look at the ball. Yeah, me and the ball look the exact same. Gold.
It's a ball. It's a pink ball.
It's a pink ball. 10 years younger? That's crazy. I need tobacco, bro. So tomorrow, I'll see if I get ID'd. I'll let y'all know. I think you look better with a beard. Just keep it groomed. See, that's the thing. Grooming a beard and straight up just shaving it the frick off are two completely different degrees of difficulty. Grooming is grooming. That takes time and it's tedious. Shaving it off is just shaving it off. Bro, I was in the bathroom just fucking bored. This is taking eons, and I couldn't find my clipper, so I couldn't expedite the process. I did all of this from full beard to nothing with just a razor, guys. By the way, shit was an adventure. Hey, shut the door. Yo, Tracy, you gonna be on Warframe later? Your girlfriend would hate if you shaved. You should do it. If she ever pisses you off. Master Video Studios, what's up? Yeah, y'all have only seen me like this twice. If y'all been following me for longer than... For those of you who've been following me for like 5 years, y'all have only seen me like this twice. Y'all have only ever seen me without facial hair twice. I ain't no fucking stranger, Tracy. Let me know if you're gonna be on fucking... Let me know if you're gonna be on Warframe. Because if you're not gonna be on Warframe, I'm just gonna fucking lay in bed and watch TV. You're fucking with me. You look like a stranger. So should we take screenshots of this? I mean, you've had plenty of time. Tell Kenny to post a pic. Oh yeah, y'all be more impressed with the way Kenny looks than the way I look. I used to have a picture of me and Kenny. I just don't know what happened to it. It's like one of my old phones. Back in the day that I had. I took it to the store to get a new one. He's like, do you want all your old photos? I was like, nah, it's just nudes, dump it. Because he actually looks like someone y'all know. I don't look like anyone. I just look like me. I thought about taking a before and after picture, but then I was like, well, where the fuck am I gonna even post that? I guess I could have posted it in Discord, but y'all can just screenshot a stream from yesterday or the day before. No, Lonnie, I've been good. I woke up today. I contemplated on cutting the grass. I looked at it. I did a double take. I was like, it can wait 2 more days. And then I went and got a haircut. And it was like a 4-hour ordeal for me to get a haircut because I left here. I had only been to this lady once and I couldn't remember how to get there. So I had to stop at a gas station to just like put the directions in my phone. It took me a while to get there. Once I got there, I couldn't remember what part of the mall the barbershop was in because it's in a mall. I couldn't remember. And so I just parked, random place. I was like, fuck it. The mall is the mall. It's all connected some way, somehow, right? So just walk in, random place. I started looking for the barbershop. Surprisingly, it didn't take me that long to find it. However, there was 4 people in front of me, and there was only one barber. And it's the lady that I use. Apparently the owner was there, he had to leave. There was another employee there that had an emergency, so she was just there by herself. And so I had to wait on all these motherfuckers to go, man, and 2 of these people had appointments. I was a walk-in. I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, next time I'm making an appointment. Let's see. No, we're still here. Let's go there. Let's see what we're doing. I contemplated doing a lot today. I did 0. I love when that happens, Angie. I'm always contemplating something. Do I do it? I don't know. It depends. It depends on how gung-ho about that one thing I really am. But lots of times I make a whole bunch of plans. I make a whole bunch of ideas. I make a whole bunch of agendas in my head, and I don't do any of it. But it's just the process of making these ideas, plans, and agendas that's just like fun for me. I'm like, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. I probably won't though, right? But I really want to go here, but probably won't. Like, dog, I've been procrastinating getting a new tattoo for like the past 3.5 years. I don't think I've gotten a tattoo in like almost 4 years. And every time I think about it, that's all I do, is just think about it. That's it. Just like, fuck. I don't know, man. We can watch some Stolen Valor. We can watch some woke videos. We can watch some... It really is... Ain't nothing on the list except for music requests from yesterday that we already did. Because today was supposed to be a music request, but I was like hella late today. I didn't think getting a haircut would take that long. I was hella late today, so I was like, fuck it, we'll just do Twitch tomorrow. I'm already signed into my YouTube profile. I'm just gonna stay on it. So, oh my god, that's why my ass hurts. It's been a while since I've worn jeans, man. For those of you that chew tobacco, man, you keep back your wallet and your tobacco in your back pocket, and when you sit down, it is not good on your butt cheeks, bro. It's just not. It doesn't feel very awesome. I'm definitely a chronic procrastinator. Self-admittedly, I am too. Yeah. I procrastinate just about everything. Boca, have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your time in Ukraine. When you get there, keep in touch. Don't be a stranger. Oh, dude, I was an even bigger procrastinator when I was in school. Man, when I was in 6th grade, our English teacher made us memorize the Gettysburg Address and recite it in front of the whole class. And I didn't start studying or trying to memorize anything that had to do with this fucking address until the day prior. And I fucking crushed it. Just because I procrastinated doesn't mean I was ass. No, I fucking crushed it. I only missed 1 word and it was like towards the very end. Mind you, don't ask me to say that shit verbatim today. I can't fucking remember, man. I was 6th grade. But yeah, Gettysburg Address. Waited until the last day and then fucking crushed it the next day. Didn't get any sleep. Fucking mom was on my ass. Hardcore. Stayed up all night. She was a trooper too. She stayed up with me. Even though she beat my ass for procrastinating because like my teacher told her that it was due and she didn't know because I didn't say anything because I didn't tell anybody when I had homework. And so yeah, I fucking crushed it though. Just because you procrastinate doesn't mean failure is incoming. No, you can still succeed. You just waited till the last second. I did the same thing with my senior project, my senior year. For those of you who even know what that is, you gotta do a project. It's like the biggest project you'll ever have to do. It's in high school, senior year. I waited until like, I don't know, I had 72 hours left to do that project, and that's when I started it. 72 hours. Even though I had the beginning of the semester to contemplate what I was gonna do. I didn't even have a topic until like the last 4 days until it was due. I don't know how I got by. And I didn't have my own nerd, and I didn't have my own cheerleader or anything. Man, I had to do all my schoolwork myself. There was a lot of, not all the athletes, it wasn't exclusive to just being an athlete, but certain athletes, they had like their own little nerd that would just like do homework for them. And or a cheerleader that would do homework for them. And papers and projects and shit. But if only that was supplied, right? You know, you actually had to go out of your way and find it. And again, I'm lazy, so I was too lazy to get someone else to do it for me, so I just failed it myself. There you go. There's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I thrive under pressure. I wear jeans to physical therapy because the bed I use there is slippery when it comes to exercising on it. Is it that plastic? That same kind of material that like a dentist chair is made out of or something? Okay. Let's see what we're doing. There you go, 21 hours ago. Here's a woke video, Clown World. We'll put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. What? Homework should be illegal? I just didn't like homework. At all. Like, to be completely honest, I don't understand why when it came to the whole homework thing, I didn't truly get overly upset about homework. I either did it or I didn't. But the whole thing about homework, bro, is like, to me it was kind of pointless too. Really, because I don't know how it was for you guys in high school, but when I was in high school, I had block scheduling. I don't know if that has anything to do with what I'm about to say, but we had these things called EOCTs, end of course test, right? It's like the last thing you do in your class. That is the culmination of everything you've learned in the class, your EOCT. We took it for it determines if you pass, man, really. And when they told me that, I was like, so wait, this test covers everything we do in the entire class, right? And it's all encompassing. And it is a big percentage of our grade. What the fuck was all the homework for? If all roads led here, couldn't we just, dicked off for 8 weeks, and then the last week we can just study this study guide. The study guide that's going to prepare us to take the end of course test. If we're taking the end of course test, fuck this homework. Who cares? We're gonna take it again. I'd rather learn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, You're going to your first auto show in October. What kind of auto show is it? Is it a drag race? No, you said auto show. Auto show is its own thing. An actual auto show. It's just like nice ass cars, vintage cars, probably modern sports cars, luxury cars, all that shit. I read that wrong. I thought I read race. Astro, what's good, dog? How are you? And yes, I know, I'm like 3.5 pounds lighter in the face. In the face. Oh, here we go. This is some Stolen Valor I don't think we've seen. Right here. Stolen Valor Caught Out. Compilation 2023. Matter of fact, I think the last Stolen Valor video we watched was this very same compilation, but it was the 2022 version. So we'll do this first and then go from here. Oh, tomorrow we can listen to Samson. I forgot all about this one. Dane Cook. Dane Cook still does comedy? I didn't know that. Okay, now let's see. I didn't get overly upset about school. I came and went as I pleased. Well, school wasn't a problem. Like, school was the least of my worries. Actually. I had a overbearing, very overbearing, dictator-ish type mother that was pushing me either to play so good that I got free schooling or I went pro. And then I had a fucking baseball coach that was basically the same kind of fucking person. Good guy, but like, I mean, fuck, dude, like he was on our ass, bro. Like, sports is not, it's not just like, it's not a game where I'm from. Like, it's a game, but it's not, right? School was the least of my worries. I was like, it was practice. And then when I got home, more practice. And then like, I didn't have time for homework. I don't know how I did it, and I don't know how I passed, but I had no time. As an athlete, I had no time for homework at all. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, you're mismanaging your time. You're probably at parties. You're probably hanging out with bitches. You were probably at the movies. No, I wasn't, bro. I get out of practice. It fucking like, I go to practice when school ends. I go to practice when school ends. I don't leave practice until it gets dark. Like 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock. By the time I get home, I'm so exhausted, I can't even pick up a pencil. And if I can, I have enough energy to stay awake for an hour. And that's it. That's all the time I had, man, when I was in school. Like, school was in the background for me when I was in high school. Baseball was the focus. If you were an athlete, that was your only focus. Really. Like, school really did come second. It shouldn't be that way. But that's how it was for us. Mm-hmm. Oh, welcome back, man. You had to switch to another account. Okay. Well, Angie, my junior year was probably my favorite year of high school. Freshman, you're a freshman. Sophomore, you're not a freshman, but you're not a junior. Junior was my favorite year because I got to school. Class started at 7:45, and I would go to school I'd go to school from 7. I'd go to 2 classes, and then after those 2 classes, lunch would start, and then after lunch, I would go to one last class that was called co-op, and this essentially was a job. This was a job focused class. right? So in order to be in this class, you had to be employed. You had to have a job outside of school. And I did. And because I did, I got into this class. And so I'd go to my first 2 classes, and then I would go to this class. I'd be like, hello, Mrs. So-and-so. And she'd say, hello, Edgar. Have a good rest of your day. Make sure you sign in. I'd sign in. I'd leave. I'd go home. Go home, sleep for a couple hours. Do some homework, wake up, go to work, come back, go back to sleep. Wake up, do it again. And it was great, man. I got out of school before everybody. Everybody in that class got out of school by like 12:45. And school didn't end till 2:45. We were getting out of school like damn near almost 3 hours early. And it was great, man, because on the days that I got out of school, sometimes I wouldn't have to be at work until like 7 p.m. And I'm like, dude, bet I got noon to 7 to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna get drunk, and that's what I would do, really. So, and it was off season too, so it was great. Oh my god, I love my junior year. Hated high school overall, but junior year was fantastic. Leo, what's good, my man? What's up? I'm just about to watch some Stolen Valor videos. Oh, fuck. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Why you want for being a legend?
Where were you fighting, mate? Where were you fighting?
Iraq.
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 Oh, I thought you said you.
It's Iraq, not Iraq. What? Okay.
No. Ukraine, Iraq, still the same place.
It's actually not the same place, and you're not even saying the right way. No. Iraq, Ukraine, same. You know what I mean, my friend? Okay? You have good sex? Fuck you talking about, bro?
Say you a Marine.
Take a picture, bro.
Are you a Marine? You're not a Marine. You need to take that uniform off.
Walk around downtown in your full dress uniform?
No, sir. We were over at the Marriott doing a miss night tonight, and thought it's okay to come over here, but obviously people have different ideas about that, sir. And I'm sorry about that.
Dog, I think what he's saying, I think his lie is that he was, the story here, he says, I was across the street at the Marriott in full dress uniform. If I didn't know any better, I would say you were at a military ball. Don't know if he's lying about being in the service. But what doesn't make any sense, because oftentimes that's what they'll have, like a Marriott or like a nice hotel for like military balls, like they rent them out and shit. Hey, did you find your Spider-Man balloon? And so what doesn't add up here is, why would you leave the Marriott? Which you can, you don't have to stay there, but why would you leave and then come across the street to a civilian place while still in your dress uniform? We don't party in this uniform, bro. We don't party in uniform, period. You can't even drink. Why are you even here? You can't drink in uniform? Hey! What are you doing, Goofy? And how'd you get your balloon? How'd you get... No, but how'd you get it? It was above the fan earlier. There's no way you reached that. It's like 12 feet. Huh? Alright, good job.
I would rather not cause controversy. I would.
Oh, these are cops. You're screwed, bro. I would stop talking and or just walk away. Guys, if you're in the military, don't wear your uniform out in public. How many times do I have to say this? Don't wear your uniform out in public. Man, especially this one, dude. Especially your dress uniform. Don't wear the shit out in public. For what? You got your regular uniform. I don't even recommend wearing that out in public. Some of you motherfuckers don't understand, like, the concept of, like, being a target. Do you know who you work for? Do you know your career path? Do you know your career choice? Do you know who your boss is? Do you know what you do for man? You're a target, and you're always gonna be a target because you work for the armed forces. And if they can harm you and or capture you, they will, and you just put a target on your back when you got in public like this. I mean, yeah, you might not be worried about, every single American that you encounter, but even in this country, there's people that hate us. Even in this country, there's people that hate you. Even in this country, there's people that fucking hate the military. Don't make yourself a target. Stop wearing your uniforms out in public.
Hey, I'm gonna call the cops if you don't take that off for impersonating a soldier.
Deborah, hi. How are you? Elaine, hi. How are you? And it's probably because you're used to seeing me all the time, Vince. Hell, some of you probably turn the stream on and don't even look at the screen. Y'all just turn it on and listen to me speak. So yeah, it took you a minute, but all right. Let's see. This some dress greens. All right. I know this uniform. I have one.
Hey, I'm gonna call the cops.
At first glance, I see a lot of combat and service stripes. Okay, a lot of combat stripes, a lot of service stripes. Yeah, this looks like the dress greens that my dad wore. It looks like the ones I wore too, but they more closely resemble the ones my dad wore, and I'm just saying this because of this up here. These things. I don't remember this on mine. Mine doesn't have these. And you see this? The rank right here? He's wearing the uniform my dad wore. The dress green's my dad. This is an old uniform. Take off the goddamn Oakleys with the beret, bro. Please. It's cringe. Looks terrible. As of right now, these awards ain't real, man. I don't think. Who knows though? Maybe. All I know is that, man, no self-respecting veteran, either active or prior service, is going to walk around in public with a dress uniform, bro. We don't do that. For any reason, we don't do that, man. I can only give you 2 examples of why people would do that, and I've said it so many times I feel like a broken record. Your daughter's getting married, and she says, "Dad, can you walk me down the aisle in uniform?" And you're gonna say, "Yes." No one cares. Or your buddy from combat passed away. He said, "Homie, show up to my funeral in uniform," and you oblige his final wish. No one cares. This shit, though, we don't do this. We've never done this, man. Maybe back in the day when they had payday activities, which isn't even a thing anymore in the military, and you would leave the installation to go off post and roam around the civilian areas and pay your bills, do your laundry, just do shit. Payday activities. They would give you a day off to go take care of your affairs if it was like end of month and like bills are due and rent and stuff like that. Because back in the day, the military didn't do direct deposit. You had payday activities. So maybe back in the day, soldiers walked around out in the civilian world in a dress uniform. We don't do that, man. At least not the people I serve with. So.
Cops if you don't take that off for impersonating a soldier. No, this is off. This is not right. Show me your ID. This is what veterans carry. This is what veterans carry. This is a real soldier. This is a real soldier, right? Don't touch my ID. Take that off. You fucking impersonator. Take that off. Take that off. You fucking take that off. You better get out of my face. Get out of my fucking face. Get out of my face, you impersonator.
He said he was in the Marine Corps and the Army. I mean, we shouldn't. He said he was in the Marine Corps and the Army. That on its own is not impossible to do. So if someone were to say this to you, guys, if someone were to say, "I was in the Marines and the Army," that's not an automatic lie. because it is possible for you to have served some time in the Army, and it is also possible for you to also have served some time in the Marines. Okay? But it just depends on what they say after that. How much time did you spend in the Army? How much time did you spend in the Marines? How much downtime did you have in between your service? Right? What rank were you in the Army? What rank were you in the Marines? But basic questions. After that, they essentially hang themselves. But on its own, simply saying I served in 2 different branches is not cause for raising an eyebrow and being like, because it's possible.
I have brothers and sisters that died. We were wearing that shit. No, this is not how you wear this shit. This is not correct.
Hey, I wouldn't brag about being in Kuwait. I mean, maybe like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe. Not today though. But then I don't know what service he's claiming. Because I mean, my sister went to Kuwait recently. I mean, I don't know what era of the military he's claiming, but I think he's trying to claim like Desert Storm or like Desert Shield or something.
At all. Look at your shoes. Look at your uniform. You're fake. You're a fucking imposter. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
You a fake.
How dare you do that?
Get the
How
out of my
dare
face.
you do that? How dare you do that?
You get in my
How
face.
dare you fucking do that?
I'll show you
You
how deep
fake
you
ass. No, you don't. Show me. Show me. Show me. You fake ass. Look at the patches. That's not even where patches go. Shoulder boards don't look like.
I mean, it's not my business.
Hey, get them clothes off, bro.
Hold on. He said that's not the way the uniform goes, but as far as I can tell at first glance, man, I've seen worse, man, and it doesn't look terrible. You'd have to look very, very closely, but this is not a modern dress uniform, man. Do you guys see these things on the shoulder? Almost look like shoulder pads. That has his rank on it, bro. My dad had that. My dad wore that. My dad had that very same thing on his dress uniform. But my dad served 35 years ago, man. So, you claiming to be into today, you're in the wrong uniform. This is out of date. Don with the 5. I knew a corporal in my first Fleet Marine Force unit who was prior Army. It's real? Yeah, of course it's real. For sure. I don't doubt that at all. There's plenty of people that have done it, man. I knew a guy that he could have done multiple branches. He just chose to come back into the Army again. He did his service. He got out, went homeless, and was like, well, this sucks. I'm just going to go back into the Army. And he did. So he did 2 different services. Had he chose Marine, then he would have been Marine and then with prior Army service. But he went right back into the Army because it's just what he knew. So walking on grass is forbidden, and it's not just forbidden in uniform. They catch you walking on that shit in civilian clothes. The military is very weird about grass for some reason. I don't know. And I always found it very funny that the one motherfucker that's yelling at you about walking on the grass wasn't even the motherfucker that cut the grass. So that always made me giggle, really. And it's always some like E7 or something that's like really mad and angry with his day that's gonna, hey, guy! Hey, shitbag! Hey, high speed! Hey, soldier! Hey, troop! Get off the grass! And you're just like, okay. Jesus Christ. I thought there was gonna be like a firefight or something by the way you were talking, but no, it's just grass. Jesus Christ. I almost reached for my gas mask just now. It's just grass. It's just grass. It's crazy.
You a fake.
How dare you do
Man,
that?
get the
How
out of my
dare you
face.
do that? How dare you?
But as far as his uniform goes, man, at first glance, ribbons look like they're in the right place. I don't know what they all mean, man. I couldn't even tell you what half the ribbons I had on my fucking uniform meant, except for the first 3. Name tapes were supposed to go. I don't know if these are real patches or not. It looks like 2 flags. That doesn't look like any kind of crest or badge that would go on the collar right here. Don't know what that is, but the rank goes, I think the rank goes there on the other side. The rank is in the right place. Again, this is an older uniform. I don't, this shit right here, man, nah.
Take it off.
You a fake.
How dare you do that?
Get the
How
out of my
dare you
face.
do that? How dare you do that?
get in my
How
face?
dare you fucking
Show
do
you.
that?
I'll show you.
You
I'll give
fake
you.
ass. No, you don't. Show me. Show me. Show me. You fake ass. Look at the patches. That's not even where patches go. Shoulder boards don't look like.
I mean, it's not my business.
Hey, get them clothes off, bro. Hey, let me tell you something, bro. To be done certain bitch like I did, bro, I don't feel right like you leaving them clothes on, bro. I really don't feel right. As respect to your elder, you've been exposed. Your mom said you lied. You got earrings on. That's disrespectful to the uniform.
That's bad. Boots aren't tied. Don't even look like combat boots. They look like Timberlands. Boots aren't tied. Your pants are unbloused. Your bottoms are ACU digital camo. Your top is Air Force digital camo. You got a beard. One could say you have a shaven profile, but fuck that. We're too far gone on this. No cover. No nothing. Damn.
You got a full beard. They allow that sometimes. You do got Air Force on, so they may allow it depending on what's going on.
Every military branch will allow you some kind of leeway, and it's mainly for the black dudes. Black dudes got sensitive skin. A lot of black dudes that I served with had a shaving profile, meaning they still had to shave, but only to a certain extent, and they could have a little bit of facial hair on their neck because just their skin sensitive. They break out, shit gets all fucked up, don't look good. So the military will, any branch, will offer you a shaving profile in lieu of just continuously fucking with you because you didn't shave. Like, it's basically an exemption, which every branch offers. However, again, like I said, we too far gone on this one. Unbloused, question mark. I'll explain.
You do got Air Force on, so they may have a full beard.
All right. His boots aren't tied and his pants are unbloused. You see this down here? You see his pants? The way the military uniform goes, guys. The way the military uniform goes is, give me an example. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I lost my combat boots in the process of moving like a year and a half ago, so I no longer have my combat boots. All I have is my boots. All right, so just bear with me. All right, just say this is your combat boot. All right, and for the Civil War, if you live in the South, this will be your combat boot. But let's say this is your combat boots, right? All right. Combat boots are gonna go up. They're gonna go up on your leg, right? Just like these boots go up on your leg. Now, the wrong way to wear your pants, let's say this is your military blouse, right? The wrong way would be like this. Ugh. Like I would normally wear it, but see this? That is the wrong way, right? With it all the way down. That is the wrong way. If these are your combat boots and these are your bottoms, this is the wrong way. It needs to be your combat bottoms, they're going to have a drawstring right here at the very end, and you pull that string and it tightens. So what you do is you pull it up like this to the very top of your boot, and you pull that thing and you tie it off and you tuck it in so that it's like this, right? That is the proper way. All right? That's what it means to have your bottoms bloused around your boots. It's a specific way that you have to wear it. and it can't go below the third eyelet of your boot. What it is, what that means. I could probably take these shoes off, but they're so comfortable. They feel like slippers. For these things right here, I bought these for my sister's wedding. These things, bro, like I wear these in the house. They're so comfortable. They almost feel like slippers, but I wear these out and shit. I had these on all day today. I rarely wear them. I forgot how comfortable they were. Okay. I'm glad we got that explanation out of the way. I want a brownie, man. I want a hash brownie, is what I want. XMC looks like a Hispanic Ren with that baby face. I'll take that as a compliment. But sadly, that's not the case. Ren looks like fucking... What's that dude's name? He plays the Scarecrow. He plays Oppenheimer. He plays fucking Peaky Blinders. What the fuck is that guy's name? That's who Ren looks like. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Cillian Murphy. That's his name. That's who Ren looks like to me. Want some buffalo chicken pizza? Bro, I'm trying to think of what I want. I'm not really hungry right now, man, so I can't really tell you. You know what I do want? You know what would be amazing? A Route 44 cherry limeade from Sonic. So good. If it's under 30 minutes, then I'm down. We gotta finish watching this though. Just gotta get to it first. Okay. Yeah, this is all the way back.
Here, they allow that sometimes. You do got the Air Force on, so they may allow, depending on what's going on. As your elder, as a ranking military personnel that was actually in the military, I appreciate if you take the clothes up, bro. I would appreciate that, bro. Just show a little respect today. Veterans Day was yesterday.
I ain't taking it off.
Oh, bro, you gonna take it out, bro? You take it out, bro. Maybe you know, hear what I said. I was a Marine. And you can take it off on your own, or I can help you take it off.
Hold on, babe.
Yeah, and you're gonna take it off. You wanna know why? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that this guy is fairly big. You've never been in the military, man. But this guy has. And you have no earthly idea what this military service is capable of. But this military service knows exactly what you're not capable of. So he's going to take it off. At least I don't believe that we're about to have a scuffle. And you got dog tags on for what? What are you...
He was in the Army. He got an Air Force top on, yeah. Army bottoms, brand new boots. I ain't seen no type of training exercise or nothing. I don't even want to see what the dog tag say.
I don't even want to see what kind of shirt he has on underneath. Probably has a Biggie Small shirt. I guarantee it.
No telling what the dog tag say. Disrespectful, bro. Very disrespectful.
Oh my god, even worse. It says security. Oh no.
Oh, you do security too, huh?
You know what I do at night?
And you do this during the day?
What do you do at night, man? What do you do? Are you a bouncer at a strip club? I'm not making fun of you for that, man. Nice. I'm just making fun of you for what you moonlight as during the day, which is a soldier, but you were not. Impersonating military personnel just for 10% off at Waffle House. Bro. Guys. Oh man, dude, let me give you some advice I probably shouldn't be giving you, man. If you were going to fake it, at least try to get your money's worth. If you're gonna fake it, you might as well try to lie to a car dealership about your service to see if they can knock off $4,000 off that fucking deposit. Waffle House is not expensive. I know that we have Kamala and Biden and it's inflation, but Waffle House ain't expensive. Man. Homeless people eat there.
Excuse me, dog. Did you just say you were a veteran?
Oh, I'm not saying Waffle House bad. Waffle House is the shit. It's just not expensive. Like, I always got money for Waffle House. Is Waffle House good? That's a tricky question, Noelani, because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever had Waffle House sober. And you know how everything is the fucking bomb when you're drunk, right? Or high. I can't even tell you what it's like if you're not intoxicated. So, I guess take that with a grain of salt, I suppose. I fucks with Waffle House. And even to this day, and I'm sober right now, I'd probably still choose Waffle House over IHOP. I don't know why. Waffle House Southern Hibachi. Good. And the great thing about Waffle House is you get food, and chances are when you're there eating, you'll either see someone get into a fight, or stabbed, or shot, or you'll see a cat fight. It's something. You'll see something there. And then you'll get your food, too.
You just say you're a veteran? Yes. Bro, you're not no veteran, bro.
I ain't a veteran. I ain't no.
I'm a veteran, bro.
You're not a veteran. You got a Falcon.
I'm a veteran, bro. I'm a Marine.
Well, I ain't a veteran.
I knew you looked at odd when I first came in, with your Air Force top on and your armor bottoms on. Bro, you're not in the military, bro.
Did you say you don't give me 10% off? Huh? You say you're in the military.
Bro,
thank you.
Bro, he is not a veteran. It's not even Veterans Day, bro.
Veterans Day was yesterday.
When was it, bro?
It was yesterday.
No, when was Veterans Day?
Last week. Okay.
He a fraud.
I thought the day was Veterans Day.
Man, I'm a Marine. I ain't trying to get your business, but this dude a fraud. I'm in the military.
Hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, bro, but Waffle House employees don't really give a fuck about much. I'm just saying that they really don't. I'm not faulting them for this or saying it as like a bad thing, but I mean, you are making a big deal, and for good reason. But yeah, Waffle House employees see way too much shit to be bothered with this kind of like low level, like, you know, they're waiting on the riots. The stolen valor. This is beneath them, really.
I'm a Marine. I don't know what he claiming. What military you in, bro?
Sir, didn't you say you gonna give me 10% off?
Bro.
Bro, why you recording me though?
But we're not even allowed to give.
He said he was gonna give me 10%. Didn't you, sir? He just
It's 10%.
he told you.
We're not allowed to.
We're not allowed to.
No, we don't do senior discount anymore or veterans discount anymore.
He's veteran.
Bro, prove me you're a veteran. I'm a veteran, bro. I'm a Marine. What service you in?
I was in the Army.
Army? Why you think say Air Force?
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what you mean.
You trying to expose me?
I don't know what you mean, bro. I'm not trying.
He's not trying to expose you. He is exposing you.
I'm already doing it. Your dog tag probably ain't got your name on it.
No.
You probably stole them. What, you went and bought somewhere?
He had to have stolen those dog tags because people who do stolen valor, they're too stupid to realize that there's actually kiosks that you can go to get dog tags made. Now, at a military installation, there's kiosks that you can go to make dog tags specifically for soldiers. But, I mean, you know what also has a kiosk for dog tags? Fucking PetSmart. And you can pick whatever color you want, man. You can just pick silver. And you can type in whatever you want. But chances are you don't even know what goes on a dog tag. So you'd probably just end up putting your street name, like Lil French Fry or something. I don't know.
Don't you see it?
Yeah. Looking sad as hell.
Hey, man, bro. Cause you're not in the military. I'm a Marine, bro. You're not in the military at all. You playing.
You ever been in combat as a Navy SEAL? Not yet.
What, you mean like on the video game Medal of Honor? Because I can't see their full faces, but just looking by the size, I can tell when I'm looking at a young person, and these look like kids.
Are you going to be, you think?
That's why I'm still in training and stuff. It's just you can't.
Could be a college kid back here looking like the fucking weird kid from the Shazam movie. You know, the one with the crutches? And over here is fucking Ned, Peter Parker's best friend, lying about service. Lord. Like, bro, you fought with Spider-Man. Stop lying about fucking military. Please.
You can't just go up and be like, you're a Navy SEAL, you gotta.
So what rank are you right now?
I'm apparently a chief sergeant.
Chief sergeant? Right now.
I'm apparently a chief sergeant.
What rank are you right now? Apparently, I'm a chief sergeant. Apparently? I don't think that's how you answer that question. Apparently, you're a... Man, I can only imagine the ass chewing I would... I would... Like, let's say I just forgot to put on my rank that day, and I went to work, and some fucking E7 was like, hey, come here. He'd talk to you. Hold on, what? Where's your rank? What rank are you? Apparently, I'm a specialist. Man, I'd be doing push-ups, bro. I'm just thinking about how that answer would go against a real non-commissioned officer in the military. Apparently, I'm a specialist, Sergeant. I thought, right? I'm guessing I'm not going to be a specialist for long now, right? I guess. I think I done pissed you off. Anyways.
Chief sergeant?
What is a chief sergeant? Well, is that not a Navy thing? That's not an Army thing. We got chiefs in the Army. They're called warrant officers. But not to my knowledge, chief sergeant, that doesn't exist. Not in the Army. And if it doesn't exist in the Navy, then that only leaves... What did he say? Oh, well, he said Navy SEAL, so obviously Navy, yeah.
Oh,
Jay, what's good, dog?
Captain of my little platoon of 20, 30 people.
I'm the captain of my little platoon of 20 or 30 people. I believe the correct terminology you're looking for is you're the platoon sergeant. Technically, well, you could also be platoon leader. Platoon leader is usually the second lieutenant, right? Some kind of officer. Your platoon sergeant's usually going to be at E6 or E7. Your squad leaders are usually going to be E5s, max E6. And your team leaders are oftentimes going to be E4s or corporals. Well, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Specialists or corporals. They're both E4. But you said you're chief sergeant, so...
Yeah.
But you know, it's just hard. Since I can't do anything, they're down. You know.
So what weapons do you use?
I can't wait
What
to hear
weapons?
this.
Well, usually my actual weapon when I actually train and actually go to the gun range thing is usually my little M16 thing.
Y'all ever seen a Navy SEAL that looks this young? I mean, then again, Yeah, you probably have. But they don't look like he does. I'm sure there's been plenty of Navy SEALs that have gone through BUD/S training at the ripe young age of 18, 19, right? But you can see it on, man, this dude looks like a brown Pillsbury Doughboy, bro. Nothing about him, like, when you see people out in public, man, you can just kind of sort of tell on, you can't really tell what they do or what they're capable of, but just by looking at them, you can tell what they're definitely not capable of. And nothing about this guy says Navy SEAL. Man, nothing about his face says Navy SEAL. Nothing about his eyes says Navy SEAL. Nothing about the way he speaks says Navy SEAL. Not even the one that went through BUD/S and washed out. Like, it's crazy.
Your M16? What else?
M16 is a Navy SEAL, huh? That's weird, man. I usually just see M4s, but I don't know. You do it different. There's a Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force. Yeah, you're probably right. However, he said that he's in the Navy. And Elaine just confirmed that that rank doesn't exist in the Navy. So.
Usually I use my M16, that's all I use.
Yeah.
Usually I just use my M16. That's all I use. That's crazy, man, because Navy SEALs are they're trained and proficient and borderline experts on just about every single weapon system. But you're too good for that, man. You're like the super SEAL. Huh? You're like the super duper extra awesome Navy SEAL. Huh? You only use one weapon. No sidearm. No demolitions. No underwater demolitions. No breach charges. No grenades. No knives on your kit. No just an M16. That's it. Just the way God intended, huh? Okay. All right.
Usually use different bullets like extended mags.
Your extended mag. How many rounds does the extended mag hold? 40.
Military service members don't say bullets, we say rounds. But let's go back to this line of dialogue real quick.
Your extended mag. How many rounds does the extended mag hold? 40.
I don't know, man. I can't even remember how many rounds my magazines could hold. Sorry. It's been a minute. And I'm not an active shooter. I don't go to the range, fucking any of that shit, right? But when I was deployed, and this is something that I don't know, maybe the SEALs have this type of shit, maybe they don't. We didn't have extended magazines. We just had magazines. Maybe the SEALs do have extended magazines. I can't correct them on that because I don't know. All I'm saying is what I experienced, and I experienced a world where they gave everyone magazines that held the same fucking capacity, and they weren't called extended. They were just called magazines. That's it. So, I can't really say if he's lying about the extended magazines.
Yeah. So what is, like, you know, your like exercises and stuff? Like, what do? Like, do you do a bunch of push-ups or what?
Yeah, a bunch of push-ups, a bunch of burpees and leg crawls and wall climbing.
And you said the Navy SEAL base is in Dallas?
No, it's not the actual Navy SEAL base. It's just like that training thing.
The training thing?
They train you before before you go to boot camp.
Navy SEALs don't have rolls in their necks. I'm sorry, guys. They just don't. They just don't. Navy SEALs don't have rolls in their neck. You see that? Do you see what my cursor's on? Navy SEALs don't have double chins. Do you see what I'm getting? These are some of the most physically fit people in the United States, not just Navy, the United States military. They don't have rolls on their neck. They don't have double chins. They don't have they don't have invisible elbows, man. Like, you're not. It doesn't matter what you say. You just don't even look like it. It's like me saying, "Hey guys, I'm a boxer, and I'm in the heavyweight division." What the fuck did he just say? Did he just say he was in the heavyweight division? Dog, he looks like someone put two fucking toothpicks together with scotch tape. Look at him. All right. Okay.
Okay. You're 18?
Yes, sir.
Now it makes sense. He's 18. Makes sense.
So if I wanted to join...
So that means that, I mean, you're 18. In order to be a Navy SEAL with all the experience that you just rattled off and all the responsibilities that you just rattled off, you're in charge of a platoon. You would have to have nothing less than 3.5 years worth of training. Not to mention, unlike Airborne School and RASP, which is Ranger, I don't think you can get Navy SEALs in your, just like as a basic troop in your initial contract. I don't think. I could be wrong. Right? You're gonna, besides that, throw that out the window. You still have the fact that it takes an enormous amount of time to complete all of Navy SEAL training before you even see combat. Which means that you would have had to join the military, go to BUD/S, do your training, complete your training, finish your training, do so fucking well in combat, in the field, that they promote you to the leader of your platoon, and then they cut you loose for the remainder of the year so that you can go back and finish high school, which is where you are right now, sitting inside of a goddamn library. You idiot.
Join, how could I do it?
How can you do it? All you gotta do is probably talk to a recruiter. How old are you? 17?
Yeah.
17, 16? Yeah, talk to a recruiter and I'll tell you everything that you gotta do. How you gotta. You just gotta be like, fit and stuff, apparently.
Are you fit? Sort of.
You gotta do a couple push-ups and stuff.
Just a couple?
Yeah.
A couple push-ups, huh?
I'm probably gonna do them again.
This dude said you gotta do a couple push-ups, that's it. Ugh. A couple push-ups. For Navy SEALs. Just a couple? Just a couple? For Navy SEALs. Dog. Do you know what my definition of a couple push-ups is? My definition of a couple push-ups. 35. 35. I can do 30 push-ups in 30 seconds. To this day, being so far removed from the military and aging, I can still do that. 30 push-ups in 30 seconds. So a couple of push-ups to me is about 35, right? That's when I really feel it. Like about 35, 40, my elbows are like a little bit trembling. And then around like 48, I'm just like, fuck this. This is stupid. Why did I even begin doing this? But do you want to know what a drill sergeant in just regular basic combat training's definition of a couple of push-ups is? Well, it's not 35. It's not even 135. Bro, a couple of push-ups to a drill sergeant is like 3,000. That's a couple of push-ups. You'll do about that many in roughly about 72 hours in basic training. For real. And that's just regular basic training for a regular soldier that's not a Navy SEAL, that's not going to airborne school, that's not infantry. And you're sitting here talking about, yeah, I'm Navy SEALs, you gotta do a couple of push-ups. You don't even know, like, the gravity of the dumbassery that's coming out of your face. Like, you're not even aware how stupid it's.
You're gonna be a mechanic over a Navy SEAL?
I can't do anything about it, so I'm gonna see if I can do the mechanic career.
Why can't you do anything about it? Why can't you do anything about it? You know, Navy SEAls make like a ton of money.
I know, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait till my IQ.
Your IQ?
My IQ, you know, where they can be before they take me to boot camp. It's a long waiting.
I'm trying to figure out a way to explain to you what he just said, but it's hard because it's just like none of it. I keep wanting to touch my face and like pull on my beard because that's what I usually do and I can't, and it's fucking driving me nuts. Hold on now. This is where it gets interesting.
I can't do anything about it, so I'm gonna see if I can do the mechanic career.
Why can't you do anything about it? Why can't you do anything about it?
Why can't you do anything about it? He says, because I'm not in it yet. In what? The Navy? We know, bro, but you said you were. And then he said, I think I might choose to do mechanic over Navy SEAL. You know what I think is going on here? I think I know what's going on here. I think that everyone in this room has their sights set on joining the military, or is in the process of talking to a recruiter, or is in the process of recruiting, right? And these two are having a conversation. Why do I get the feeling that this kid bombed the absolute shit out of his fucking ASVAB and now is just lying to his other fucking peers around him about what he's actually going to do in the military? Navy SEAL, bro. Yeah, I'm just waiting on some paperwork to come through, and then yeah, as soon as that paperwork comes through, fucking fax machines take forever, bro. It's crazy. And once that paperwork comes through, man, I'm gone, man. I'm in there. I'm just getting it, fucking just running through the 6 with my trusty M16, just fucking gunning down all kinds of enemies of America, right? When in reality, his only option, because he bombed that fucking ASVAB, is mechanic. And he doesn't want to tell his homies that he's going mechanic, which that is really nothing to be ashamed of, because that's a fantastic job to have in the fucking service, because that job has several avenues that you can take in the civilian world once you leave the military. I feel like that's what's going on here.
You know, Navy SEAls make like a ton of money.
I know, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait till my IQ.
Your IQ?
My IQ, you know, where they can be before they take me to boot camp. It's a long waiting. I work with my dad.
Didn't you say he's like a 50 BMG minigun? Didn't you say that? You said that you used a 50 BMG minigun on your back like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, for training.
For training?
Well, not technically training, but
There must have been a lot of recoil on that. But you could handle it?
sort of.
Was it on your back or like mounted to a...
It was right here.
No. No. No.
No.
It just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. It just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. No. Man. Did you guys hear what he said? You guys hear what he said?
There must have been a lot of
Hold on, man.
gun. Didn't you say that? You said that you used a 50 BMG minigun on your back like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, for training.
For training?
Well, not technically training, but
There must have been a lot of recoil on that. But you could handle it?
sort of.
Was it on your back or like mounted to a...
It was right here.
No. How many rounds per minute?
I don't know, it's really fast.
Really fast?
There is there is zero chance of that ever happening. For anything. Man. For anything. Dude, you know how much trouble you would get in for doing some shit like that? That would never be approved. I don't even think that would ever be approved at the Navy SEAL level. For training? And the way that he described it, just holding it like a fucking pickup weapon, like you're the main character in Doom, bro. Like, no, man. When I was in the service, we had one guy who got a wild hair up his ass and decided that he wanted to dual wield the M249 machine guns at the same time on the range. It actually went pretty well. But he got in so much fucking trouble, bro. He got yelled at the whole time we were there. He got yelled at all the way back, and it was like a 2-hour drive. And then he continued to get yelled at once we got there. And then we all got smoked. We all had to do push-ups. That was a big fucking ordeal. But
Yeah, but right now, I don't know. I'm probably going to get that career.
What kind of cars do like the SEALs drive? Do they drive any cars?
Tanks.
Tanks? You driven one? Have you driven a tank yet?
the most tactical men on the planet are gonna roll up in the loudest vehicle on the planet. That makes so much sense, kid. Come on, please use your brain. Please, just a little bit.
Been inside one?
I got to drive it.
Is it like a Panzer? Like the Panzer tank, or like that's the standard issue tank of the Army? So is it that one? You guess?
The Panzer. Is it the standard issue tank of the Army? I thought that shit was like a fucking Abrams. Or the Bradley. I guess I was wrong. Panzer.
Was it like tan?
Yeah.
Yeah? Eh?
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
It's on my phone.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna work in upholstery or just something with cars right now. Fuck
Well, on that last one, man, I'm not really. I never get mad at these. I get annoyed because it's just like, bro, you're so dumb. But that last kid, that doesn't even come close to registering on my scale of even being irritated. Some of his, he just kept digging his hole deeper and deeper. And when I see people do that, I'm just like, bro, stop talking. Imagine you're in an interrogation room with police. Shut the fuck. But it's just a kid. He's 18 years old, and like I've said several times, I expect this from kids. 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm even willing to give you 19 years of age. Man, they do some shit like this, man. They're young, man. What do young people have? They have idols and heroes and people they aspire to be and, things that they look up to, right? So let them play pretend, let them make believe, blah, blah. As long as they're not trying to get discounts and shit and all that stuff, whatever. But to all you motherfuckers that are my age or older, put your head out of your ass, man. Not a good look. Seriously. Panzer is a German tank. I think he's trolling. Maybe he was trolling the audience while trolling this guy as well. A dual threat. I like it. But hands are so cold. Oh, when delusional wokies realize they've been owned. Can we watch it? 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 Yo, dude, dog, damn, dude, Matt Stafford is still playing? Sorry, I'm not trying to make this into football. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. That dude got drafted when I was in high school. Damn. What a career, dog. Rings of Power Season 2 flops. Who could have foreseen such a thing? No. Don't tell me this. You mean to tell me I could have gone to Vegas and bet on this shit? And I didn't. What a loss. What an absolute loss. You got bit by what? Just got off work and I'm about to bash my head into the wall. I know how that feels. I do. You need to get like a... Do you have anything that you do that like takes away the need to bash your head into a wall? For me, it's like for me, it's this that has like bit of THC in it. And then my tobacco and then video games. Those three things will calm me down to a degree if I'm feeling that way. Do you have any of those things? You got bit by... You have an owl? Since when? Oh, he's stationed in Syria, bro. I almost went to Syria. I wasn't having it. I was not having it at all. Why? I gotta be honest. I was just, scared. It flew into your house. Yo, what is your luck? Like, what are the odds? You always have some wild shit happening to you. An owl just flies into your house and bites you. You don't have to get a shot or anything if you get bit by an owl, right? Because, if it's a German Shepherd, you're gonna want to go get a rabies shot. If it's like, you cut your hand on a steel pipe, you may want to go get a tetanus shot. Is there anything you need to worry about with an owl? No? Oh, okay. Well, then good. Then it's perfect. No need to go to the hospital then. Elaine, I guess just be there. Just do what I do. Just sit there and be mad about what just happened for like the next 20 to 30 minutes and then get over it. That's probably how I would react to all of that. Or would I be mad? That's not an encounter that you have very often. An owl. I would love to tell that story. I probably couldn't wait to tell that fucking story if it happened to me, actually. It'd be like a bittersweet thing. Okay. Let me look at something. Astro, did you ever put anything on the list? I don't think I saw you say that you did. Just in case. No. Okay. Yeah, that's all the shit we did yesterday. Fine. Just making sure. I had to ask. Had to check. I'm in the wrong one. Fuck. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. I'm down for this. This is very doable, Vince. Some fat electrician. But yeah, we'll go ahead and go with this, and then I'll do some other ones from the list that I saw up in the public section. America's unhinged nuclear testing. I know, dude. Jesus Christ. That was one thing that kind of necessary. I mean, how else are you going to test it? But yeah, a little bit of over testing I feel happened when it came to nuclear weapons, and not just on our part. It literally any country that has nuclear capabilities, I feel like they probably over tested as well. Cuz like, I mean, I think about it like turning on, like testing to see if your light bulb works, right? Flip the switch, turns on, you're like, all right, fan-fucking-tastic. That's great. What you don't do is you're like, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. The only people that do that are fucking 4-year-olds. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Does it work? It does. Up, down. Does it work? It does. Up, down. Up. Does it work? Up, down. Does it work? I feel like that's what they did with the nuclear weapons. And not just America. Every country that has nukes. Testing over and over. And then they would make a new model and testing over and over and over again. And then an upgraded model and then testing over and over. My sister's so retarded, bro. They rival me sometimes. Like, sometimes I think, like, man, I'm dumb, but I know. I haven't. I will, though. I'll get her back. Don't worry about it. The craziest animal that's been in your house is a black bear? The craziest animal that has ever been in my house was an entire goddamn legion of bats. Bats. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable anywhere in here. I feel like I would sleep much better in the sewer than in here. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Nissan Juke, what's good? Bats are cute? Yep. You know what else is cute from far away? A cheetah. What are you saying to me, Elaine? Tell me I like them. Because, like, you get rabies if you get bit by one of those things, right? Correct? Am I right? You gotta get a rabies shot and, like, I don't know, man. Are there any long-term effects of just getting rabies once? Even before you get the medication? Yeah, you can. And I'm not fucking with that. That's rabies, man. That's rabies. But at the same time, I mean, you face the same, if not a similar fate against a bear. That thing can just kill you a whole hell of a lot faster. And you're not outrunning it either. I just wish those things were just a tad bit slower. If I could outrun those things, I wouldn't be that afraid of them. Well, let me take that back. I'm not afraid of bears. I respect their... I respect them. I respect their existence. I respect their space, their territory, and their children, and their future, and their hopes and dreams, and all that shit. Not afraid of them. I'm not retarded, right? So, I approach everything with caution. Yeah, I know rabies can be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but rabies can only be fatal if gone unchecked, untreated, and undiagnosed. However, if you get bit by a bat, is it even guaranteed that you'll get rabies if you get bit by a bat, or can you get bit by a bat and not get rabies? And let's just say you do get bit by this bat and you do get rabies, and you get a rabies shot within 8 hours. Should be good, right? It's like it won't impact you negatively too much in the future. Kind of like having an STD that goes away. You had it, it went away, all is good, right? I don't know. And no, I didn't say that because I've had an STD. It was just the only example I could come up with. No, I thought that not either there's some miscommunication here, but I thought that that was the side effect for dogs, and that's what made dogs go mad, was because it did cause their brain to swell. Is that also the side effect for human beings? Because I've heard that. Causes the brain to swell and causes the thing infected to just go fucking berserk, right? But I always heard that about dogs. I never heard that about human beings or the side effects. I guess because I never learned the side effects of rabies on the human body or cared to look it up. Wait, is that what that was? Damn, it's been so long. I forget. That's what that was in 28 Days Later? That was rabies? I forget. Yeah. I forget that it was a variant, a strain of a mutated rabies, some shit. Fucking yeah, I can't. I think the craziest the craziest zombie mutation transformation that I saw. I didn't really like the movie all that much, but World War Z, yo, the people that were infected, they turned into zombies so fast. I don't think I've ever seen the transformation from human to zombie happen that fast. In any zombie movie that I think I've ever seen, I was like, holy shit. This right here, this is reality for me, because this would be my motherfucking luck. These motherfuckers would turn instantly, and they would be faster than Usain Bolt. And I'm fucking SOL. Like, so I did like that about the movie, but then like all the other parts of the movie were kind of fucking stupid to me. Like spending half the goddamn movie looking for one stupid ass doctor that eventually just trips on him on his foot and shoots himself in the head. Right. What now? Let's go butt fuck ourselves in this goddamn airplane and then crash it, and then Brad Pitt survives because he has to. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Let's get it going.
At Convert Solar, solar is our passion, and it is the only thing we do. I'm Chad Wilkins, owner.
It affects humans similarly. Okay, I thought that was just the case for dogs and or non. Oh, no, we're all non-humans. I was gonna say non-mammal, but we're all mammals. Really, Cujo scared you guys?
Okay, I finally got.
Cujo scared y'all? It didn't really scare me. At least I don't think it did. Because and I know what you're thinking. You know, how could you not be afraid of Cujo, but you were afraid of Jaws? I'll tell you why. Because we didn't have a killer dog when I was growing up. My neighbors didn't have a killer dog when I was growing up. And as a kid, you could mitigate getting fucked up by a dog by staying out of certain people's backyards. Whereas in Jaws, you go to the ocean, you can't control anything there. There's no variable that you can control when you're in the ocean. You're in somebody else's house. You're in somebody else's territory. That you can't mitigate shit. If it's your time to get bit by a fucking shark, it is your time. Like, give a fuck how fast you can swim. Doesn't matter, right? And I understand that humans are not on the menu for sharks, but it's not going to stop them from being curious enough to fucking bite you and then spit you out. But when they bite you, you're done bled out already. I don't like that. I'm more afraid of that than I'd ever be of a dog, right? And with a dog, I can run. I can jump on top of a car. I can hop a fence. I can scale a tree pretty quickly. I can hop the fence that connects to the roof, hop on the roof. Adrenaline can make you do some crazy shit. You're not getting away from a shark. You feel me?
Got around to doing that video on that time America launched a manhole cover in outer space with a nuclear bomb, and it turns out that...
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was reading chat. To this day, I don't go into the ocean. I go into the ocean, I'm not going past that first buoy. So matter of fact, the furthest I'll ever go out into open water is a cruise, but I've never even been on a cruise, and to be honest, I don't have the desire or the want or the need or temptation to go on a cruise. So I don't go out into open water. If I go to the beach, I'll get in the water a little bit, maybe, if I'm feeling it, blah blah blah. I'll go up to my waist, splash around. Hooray, water, beach, great. Go back to the sand and smoke some weed. But yeah, I don't do open water either. It's not my house, man. I'm a land creature. I'm not a water creature. So. But hey, man, kudos to all you deep sea fishermen and all you fucking deep divers and shit that just go there for fun and like to. I love the footage that y'all bring back, but yeah, that can't be me. Yep, sorry. I hope y'all get paid well.
Okay, I finally got.
Matter of fact, now that we're on the subject of like dying in the ocean, yo, has anyone that has ever worked on the cast or on the production team of Shark Week, has anyone ever died? You know, because how else do you think they get that footage? You got people in the water. Has anyone ever died, been injured, been bit, been fucked up? The show's been running for a long time. And if they gone all this time with 0 incident, man, bravo. I'm sure they have a sign or something, like 4,476 days without incident. Oh, it happened in Jersey, Katai? I didn't know that. I don't know what inspired Jaws. I thought that Jaws was just inspired by a guy that said, well, sharks scare me. I'm almost pretty sure they scare other people. Let's scare the shit out of people with sharks. But hey, man, people like to give a lot of praise to Jaws, and by all means, yes, fantastic movie, and it pioneered the shark film, right? And the shark film, it sits in the perfect place of cinema. It sits in a place of where you can have comedy and humor, and it works. It sits in the place of action, because there's a lot happening. It sits in the place of thriller and suspense, and it also sits in the place of horror. The shark movie idea, presence, fits into so many genres of film, right? But so, people be sleeping on Deep Blue Sea. That's all I'm saying. Deep Blue Sea is still like, Deep Blue Sea is not even it's not even a top shark movie. It's just a top movie, period, for me. I love Deep Blue Sea. Now, granted, do I think that you're a little bit retarded by injecting mako sharks with a serum that makes them smarter than literally every single human on the planet? Yeah, you're very stupid. It was fun to watch, though. Samuel Jackson died. I was sad when that happened, but hey. You dated a shark enthusiast and he watched every Shark Week imaginable? Yeah, I'm not an enthusiast. Yeah, no. Okay, here we go. America's unhinged nuclear testing Operation Plum Bob.
Around to doing that video on that time America launched a manhole cover in outer space with a nuclear bomb, and it turns out that's actually the lesser of 2 interesting parts of this story, because America also dropped a nuclear bomb on top of 6 people to prove that nukes were safe. Today we're talking about Operation.
I mean, military has never been known for being subtle with their testing. I mean, I'm pretty sure their excuse was, I mean, guys, we have to test it somehow, right? That's always the case.
Plum Bob, the professional way to explain it would be to say that it is a bunch of nuclear testing that was carried out by the United States government in the late 1950s in the deserts of Nevada. However, in reality, it is more akin to the United States government dicking off with nuclear warheads in the desert like they're a bunch of rednecks on 4th of July with fireworks.
God damn it. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. The leaders of this country at this time were no different than your regular American that finds a whole bunch of fucking firecrackers and a 12-pack of Bud Light, and he already knows what he's doing that Saturday. God damn it. That was probably the case. They were a whole bunch of 8-year-olds that came across a whole bunch of bottle rockets. Steve! Yo, dude, check. When I light this one, watch what happens. Please don't tell me that's what was happening. I mean, I could think of worse ways to spend tax dollars, but...
Fireballs at it.
Tracy, have a fantastic rest of your evening. Yo, let me know if you're gonna be on Warframe later. Okay, bye.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
Oh, Nicholas.
Yeah. Is this my Father's Day present?
Well, I do have a surprise for you.
What's that?
Our credit cards are maxed out. I'm gonna need you to fix it. I'd like to go shopping.
This video is brought to you by Henson's Shaving. Okay, here's the deal. Henson's is a family-owned machine shop that makes parts for the aerospace industry. There's literally parts on the Mars rover that these guys made, and one day, a company that you actually want to give your money to. I'm gonna have a link for them down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, Operation Plum Bob takes place in 1957. There was a total of 29 nuclear explosions, and they were testing all kinds of...
Oh yeah, mysterious. It's very bad, man. It is. Bud Light. However, to be fair, I have to be fair to Bud Light, even given the recent shenanigans and whatever. I don't drink anymore. But it's not as bad as Natty Light or Busch Light or Red Dog or Budweiser or Miller Lite, or, in my opinion, man, Bud Light is one of my, I guess, when it comes to light beers, one of my favorite compared to all the other ones. But as I got older, I said, fuck all that shit, bro. It became like Yingling, Blue Moon, Mr. Boston. Not Mr. Boston, I'm fucking stupid. What is that beer? I was thinking of a Boston lager. Sam Adams. Holy shit. And shit like that. A lot of different IPAs. Like there's this one IPA called Terrapin that had like a fucking like a Yoo-hoo flavored beer. It was so good, but the aftertaste was ass. Fortunately.
Different stuff. They had biomedical testing going on with pigs, seeing how radiation affected them and at what distance. Then they were covering the pigs with blankets, seeing what materials blocked the radiation, what materials didn't. They also conducted experiments on 18,000 U.S. service members, basically.
And that's a shame too, because if those pigs died, they wouldn't have been able to use it for food. So no free bacon, because I'm pretty sure that thing was just radiated to hell and back.
Having them dig a trench off in the distance and hide in it while they detonated a nuclear warhead to see how they held up. And then they had different buildings and structures built out of different materials, trying to see which building materials blocked radiation the best and which ones blocked them the worst. Now, when this started, all the bombs that were being detonated off the top of a tower or from a high altitude weather balloon. They were just detonating nuclear warheads into the...
You know, it didn't just dawn on me, but I just don't think I've ever said it. And when it dawned on me, I was just like, you guys have seen footage, the famous footage of what our nuclear weapons could do back in the day. I know that all of you have seen the black and white, grainy footage of a house just being fucking ripped, just disintegrating. Have y'all seen that footage? Yes or no? Have y'all? Of back in the day, man, of nuclear tests. Have y'all seen that footage? Yes, right? Yes. 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 How did the camera survive? Or am I missing something? Or am I thinking too hard about it? How did the camera survive? It never made sense to me. Because I remember seeing those videos, like, early in my life. And I was just like, God damn, that's crazy. I would hate to be in that house, or that car, or that small little playground. But then it dawned on me. Everything gets destroyed except for the recording device. The cameraman never dies, man.
Open atmosphere. What could possibly go wrong, right? And the important context here is that it's 19...
Wait. That's why it's fake? That video is fake, but yes. The cameras were scoped, maxed out magnification for the time, plus mirrors to extend the range. Nah, man. You could be right, but bro, I saw a clip where it's a house and the camera is looking at the house. And it's just a house, right? And to the left of the screen is like a tree. And then you see the flash of the nuclear bomb go off in the background. You can see the house like light up. And then the house lights up and it begins to start to like disintegrate, and like the screen kind of goes like dim for a second. You can still see, but not much. And then when the dim, like when the low dim light of it comes back, there's a car behind the house. The car wasn't there when before the detonation happened, but when there's a car there. Maybe they just, I don't know, man. It's so weird. Some could say, oh, they just set the cameras up, started recording, realized it wasn't time to detonate yet, stopped the recording. Someone said, oh, hey, by the way, put that car there too, see what that's gonna do. They put the car there and then they started recording again. Or they just be doing what Photoshop pros be doing, and they just be moving shit around. Cutting. Splicing. I don't know. Could be a conspiracy theory. I could be all the way wrong. I don't fucking know, man. Maybe the film was encased in armor. The two problems I have with like the things you've said, which is the cameras were scoped, maxed out magnification for the time, and encased in armor. Does that technology seem a little advanced for the 1950s? Or am I ignorant here about those capabilities? Could have been a jump cut. I don't know. That's a hella magnification. That's crazy zoom for 1950s. Like, bravo, if that's the case. Here we go.
1957, the world became aware of nuclear weapons 12 years prior at the end of World War II, and a couple years after that, the USSR had their own nuclear weapons. We are well off into the Cold War, and nuclear hysteria is at an all-time high. So by this point in time, the American general public doesn't just understand that nuclear weapons make a really big boom, they also, to some degree, also understand radiation and nuclear fallout. So everybody kind of understands what's going on.
Bro, the hysteria was so crazy indeed. Did you guys know that during this time, Russia, I believe it was Russia, had this protocol in place called the Dead Hand Protocol that basically essentially made it to where if you nuke them, like, let's just say you killed every single fucking Russian person, all of their nukes launch automatically without anyone having to hit a button or activate or any of that shit. Like, they had those protocols in place. It was called the Dead Hand Protocol, or like the Dead Hand something. It was called Dead Hand. And they were like, yep, you may wipe us out completely, but this is one final fuck you. So you hit them, they launch everything at you.
Going on at this point. I mean, they've even got cartoon turtles teaching kids what to do in case a nuclear bomb gets dropped near them. So naturally, when everybody finds out the government is strapping nukes to balloons and blowing them up in the desert, there's quite a bit of concern, you know, like, hey, maybe that's a bad idea. And then everybody finds out this is actually how the government's planning on protecting them from a nuclear strike from the Soviet Union, by taking one of our nukes and blowing up the Soviet nuke in the sky right above everybody's heads. Ladies and gentlemen, the Genie air-to-air missile. Okay, you gotta remember, this is the 1950s. There's no intercontinental ballistic missile that can reach from the Soviet Union into America yet. So this means that the only nuclear strike risk really comes from Soviet bombers flying into America and dropping their bombs. So we gotta be ready to shoot down these planes, right? Obviously. Problem, again, it's the 1950s. There's no sophisticated anti-air systems yet, okay? There's not really any air-to-air missiles that our fighter jets can shoot accurately. So the going theory was that we're gonna use this nuclear fucking missile and shoot it at an entire formation of Soviet planes and blow all of them up at once. Genius! Okay, and on a rudimentary level, this makes complete sense, right? If you can't be accurate, you increase the margin of error.
Yes.
If you're not good with shooting a pistol, maybe grab a shotgun, it's easier to hit your target. However, what they've went and done with the Genie missile might be a little bit of overkill, because what they've essentially said is, well, I'm not very accurate with air-to-air missiles for shooting down planes, so...
Well, you know, America, we've never really been known for our proportionality. So...
instead, I've opted to create a spawn point for the fucking sun. So naturally, now everybody's absolutely terrified, and the government's like, guys, calm down. It's gonna be completely fine. There's no, you know what? I'll just prove it to you. Give me 5 volunteers and a camera guy, but don't tell him what he's doing. On July 19th, 1957, the United States government detonated a Genie air-to-air nuclear missile with a 1.5 kiloton warhead directly above the heads of 5 U.S. service members that volunteered to be there, and a camera guy that was not informed of what he was doing until a couple hours beforehand.
I'm out. What? You cannot pull out of this. I'm pulling out. You're way too deep to pull out. I'm pulling out. No, you're not. You're leaving it in. I've been pulling out for years, son.
And in your head, you're probably picturing like 5 dudes in hazmat suits with a welding mask.
Bro. Man. I'm gonna need more money. What do you mean? Yeah, I was just briefed. I'm gonna need more money. If you want me here, man. That's why you didn't tell me what it was. Because if you would have told me what it was, you wouldn't have a cameraman. Fucking lying ass. I want more money. Go get a piece of paper. Cause that's gotta be worth something. Everyone lived, nothing happened. It exploded. They were like, oh shit, it's crazy. Everyone was fine. But still.
No, it's literally 5 bros in their military uniforms standing in the middle of the desert with no glasses, making direct eye contact with a nuclear explosion while one of them is holding a sign that says Ground Zero, Population 5, because that shit's funny.
We felt a heat pulse, a very bright light. A fireball, it is red, the sky looks black about it. It is boiling above us there.
That shit had to have been mega loud though, right? I wonder if we're gonna hear it in the video. I mean, obviously the speed difference between light and sound. It's gonna be a couple more seconds if we do hear it, but...
It is rapid.
There it is.
There is the ground.
That shit was loud, dude. Homie took cover and everything, like, god damn, yeah.
Above us there. It is rapid. Losing its color. There is the ground wave. It is over, folks. It is tremendous. Directly above our heads. It went.
Okay, now let's just take a minute and appreciate the fact that you've probably just witnessed some...
Like I said, I need more money. Like... Nah, dude, whatever we agreed to, like yesterday, you're changing that before this thing goes off, bro. And if you don't, I'm taking the film out. I'm not doing it.
Most testicular fortitude ever captured on camera. Secondly, let's also admire the fact that the sign that says Ground Zero, Population 5 is not only funny at face value, but it's hilarious that they only counted the 5 of them in the camera and not the cameraman himself, because even back in 1957, they knew that the cameraman never dies.
I'm actually like Frodo Baggins.
With the YouTube Music app, you can start a radio station with up to 30 artists. Go ahead.
And out of respect for them being...
I love all the movie inserts from The Interview. That movie's fantastic.
To the best of my knowledge, the only 6 people that have ever volunteered to have a nuclear warhead dropped directly above their foreheads. I'm going to go ahead and read their names off. The cameraman's name is George Yoshitake, and the 5 service members are as follows: Colonel Sidney Bruce, Lieutenant Colonel Frank Ball, Major John Hughes, Major Norman Bodinger, and Don Luttrell. Apparently the cameraman...
Man. All officers, bro. Which... I don't see any problem. I'm just jealous, is all. Really. That y'all got to do that. I mean, I said I'd be afraid, but I mean, only 5 people that could say they did this.
John Hughes, Major Norman Bodinger, and Don Luttrell. Apparently the cameraman, Mr. Yoshitake, had filmed a bunch of other nuclear tests in the past, and he thought that this was going to be no different than all the other ones, you know, where he's miles and miles away just filming a mushroom cloud, and he didn't know that they were going to be dropping the bomb directly above him until like a couple hours beforehand, and he was already there. After arriving...
Damn, dude, that's crazy. I wonder...
Miles and miles away just filming a mushroom cloud, and he didn't know that they were going to be dropping the bomb directly above him.
You see that shockwave? I wonder what he's doing right now. I'm not a photographer. And I'm sure, and photography definitely works way different now than it did back in this time, but what is he doing with the camera? It's almost like he's in a hurry. Like he captured it and now he's like, okay, now I gotta move as fast as humanly possible to do this one thing. While the shockwave is on its way. That's wild. You can see it moving.
Miles away just filming a mushroom cloud, and he didn't know that they were going to be dropping the bomb directly above him until like a couple hours beforehand, and he was already there. After arriving to the test site, he was briefed on what was going to go down, and according to him, he was pretty much completely unfazed. He did not care at all, and he was 100% game to partake in this experiment, which I think we can all agree is gangster as fuck.
This is what I picture.
What did you picture?
I walk in there like a fucking gangster.
And then he goes on to live a normal life until he passed away in 2013 at the age of 84. And the other 5 service members that were also involved in this experiment all lived full, happy lives. As far as I could tell, the youngest any of them passed away was 71, and the rest of them...
So you can't say that it was because of that little experiment. So... But I'm sure someone out there is going to be like, well, if it hadn't been for that experiment, he wouldn't have died at 71. He would have lived to be like 2000.
All lived into their 70s. And while it's great that they were all okay, the PR stunt itself wasn't really that effective because the general public wasn't swayed very much by it. They still wanted them to stop blowing up nuclear bombs all the time. So finally, the US government's like, fine, we'll stop blowing up so many bombs in the desert. And the American people are like, and above the desert in the atmosphere. Okay, fine. And above the desert in the atmosphere. And in the ocean.
Let's say.
Fine. We won't detonate nuclear bombs in the ocean either. And that is the story.
Yeah, dude. The whole detonating in the ocean, I feel like, was worse than detonating on land. Because I saw this one story of a nuclear test underwater because they wanted to see what it would do to naval vessels in the surrounding area. And the bomb went off and they had to do something. Something happened where they were like doing some kind of cleanup. I guess cleanup after the bomb. They were doing some cleanup, and what they found is that the water was so... Is it irradiated? Radiated? The water had a shit ton of plutonium in it. Like the surrounding area. The fish, like one of the officers pulled a fish, and the fish had so much plutonium in it. They set it on the table above this light. They had like a light right here, and like the fish was on the table. They set it on the table, and I guess the fish, like the plutonium caused the fish to take its own X-ray. It was some kind of crazy story. Like they put the fish on the table, and there was like cameras around, and the fish like did something and like flashed or something, and it was because of all the plutonium in the water from this nuclear bomb. and like I guess the way the story went was like one of the higher ups in the cleanup crew on these vessels was like, we need to get the fuck out of this water, and the higher ups were like, no, you need to stay there and do this and that, and he's like, no, listen, this water's fucked, and obviously, you know, higher ups are just like, no, blah blah blah, and then that's when he shows them the fish. He's like, look at this shit, and then that's when they're just like, yep, we kind of fucked up here. So, August I did, and it didn't take me all that long, surprisingly, because I didn't use a machine or anything. I've never used a machine rarely. I always just use a razor, and I don't use shaving cream. I just use a razor and water. I know that probably kills some of you. But it doesn't do anything to me. Like, I don't break out. I don't get razor burn or none of that stuff. Just, I've never used shaving cream a day in my life. Just water, a razor. Had I had a machine, I probably would have used that just for like the bigger portions. But I don't have one. I don't really plan on buying one. I bet native islanders were catching radioactive fish in the South Pacific for a while. I don't know how far it spread, but you know, now that I think about it, if I can remember correctly, one of the hills have you ever seen the movie The Hills Have Eyes? There's a sequel as well. There was also the original that came out in like the 70s or the 80s. 70s or the 80s that I've never seen. I've only seen clips. But the ones that came out in like the early 2000s, remember? The Hills Have Eyes. There's a sequel. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's the first one, or it could be the second one. Anyways, that movie basically is based off of like those people. You know how like those people were like they were mutated and shit and all fucking weird and crazy, like trying to kill and eat you and fucking rape you and shit. Those people were mutated because of the nuclear testing that the US government was doing in that area, and either they didn't get a notice to leave or they never gave them a notice to begin with, and they ended up mutating, and like the radiation ended up like doing weird shit to their skeletal frame, their body, their face, even how they reproduced was all fucked up. So yeah. Ben, take it easy, man. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Sometimes I just skip the water altogether when it's still short enough. Wait, what are we talking about? You still talking about the beach? We're lucky those tests never woke up anything prehistoric. Oh, you're talking about like on some Godzilla shit? Because that was another one. That was another one that used nuclear weapons as part of their storyline. The one Godzilla movie that had the one white dude that plays in Risky Business. I can never remember this dude's name. Actor. So that one Godzilla movie, it was literally referencing nuclear tests and nuclear explosions that were happening in the South Pacific. And you know, you could see these little iguanas. That you could see the iguanas, and then you could see the nuclear explosions in the background. And one of these little fucking iguanas ended up becoming Godzilla because of the radiation and all that shit. Oh, shaving. Oh, God. Oh, no. I have to. No. Jesus Christ. Jade. Juke. Hold on. No, Juke. But. Nah. Ugh. You might want to take the psychopath test, man. I'm just fucking with you. But seriously, shaving without water, nah, that will fuck up my skin. I need some kind of like lubrication when I shave to do it just bone fucking dry. Like even when it's short, bro, like, and even if I'm going with the grain, cause fuck going against the grain without water, like, is impossible. You'll get stuck. You'll rip skin off before you even shave a hair off your fucking face. That's wild. Can't. Even if it's short, even if it's just 5 o'clock shadow, I still need water. So. But I got blessed with good skin, I suppose. Yeah, the razor tugs the whiskers. It really does. And you can imagine when my ass was shaving earlier, bro, like I had like my beard was long, dude. So I had a lot of facial hair that like my hair was like that long. There was like hairs on my face this long. And so when I was shaving, it was like literally, it was shaving, but it was also yanking the loose strands of long hair in my face. So I would like shave and like look at the razor and like all the hairs on it would be like this fucking long and shit. And I'm like, God damn. Is there a fight going outside your room? Yeah. That's the nightly ritual of my niece. Y'all never hear this kind of shit because I'm never live this late. That's the nightly ritual of my niece and my sister. The mother of my niece. They fight, they scream at each other. It's basically a tug of war. And it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of tickling. It's a lot of laughing. And then that transfers into anger. And then that transfers into 5, 4, 3, 2. And then she finally goes. It's a whole thing. You just got to let it play itself out and then it ends. Like just now, my sister said, I haven't spanked you in months. It's coming. I can feel it brewing. So we'll see how it goes. That's the bad adaptation of Godzilla? Really? I like that movie. Are we talking about the same Godzilla? The one where Godzilla like literally has babies. Like her babies hatch inside of Madison Square Garden. And they go running around, fucking people up and shit. You didn't like that one? I like that one. And like Godzilla straight up busts through a building. He doesn't knock it over. Doesn't fucking, or I think Godzilla in this case was a she. Maybe. Or can the male also lay eggs? I don't know their fucking biology. But I think that's what I'm talking about. It was a long time ago. Yeah, probably 1998. I think that's what I'm talking about. I thought that one was good. It's like, no, it's terrible. No, I like that one. The only I didn't like what was the one Godzilla called? It had a couple of the same characters as this most recent Godzilla. But what was it called? The one where Godzilla and Kong team up to fight Mecha Godzilla? What was that one called? I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one too much. And then the sequel to that, I believe, was the most recent one with Baby Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong. And then they fight Mecha Kong. I didn't like that one that much. Really. And then I'm guessing that the sequel to that is this most recent one with Baby Kong. It was okay. I liked it better than the first one, which is rare, because usually the first one is where it peaks. But yeah, in this case, this most recent one I like better than the first one. Something about Mecha Godzilla just rubbed me the wrong way. And the supporting characters weren't all that fun. And yeah, it's just, and we talked about this the other day, or a couple weeks ago, the one Godzilla movie where this one was actually bad. They were in Los Angeles or something. I don't know, man. There was like Air Force jets. There was paramilitary jumping out. Like they're actually gonna do something against Godzilla. Godzilla fights this like pterodactyl looking fucking thing in Las Vegas. The movie's all over the place. New York, LA, Vegas. What was that one called? That one was not good at all. I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one either. That one was just boring. Was it 2014? It must be that. That one was not it. And I haven't seen Godzilla -1 or like any other Godzilla. Like I've actually seen a lot. Actually, a lot of Godzillas, most of them, but not -1. I haven't seen. There's another one too that I haven't seen either. I think the next movie that I'm going to watch, aside from Fury, because I can just watch that on my tablet, I think the next movie I'm gonna watch is gonna be Transformers. The new Transformers comes out this month. Oh, okay. Got it. More or less a faithful remake of the original. What classic movie y'all like? That may have been a typo. What classic movies do y'all like? I believe was the question. Leon, I'm doing good, man. I hope you're having a good week. Good weekend, actually. No, wait, what's today? Yeah, Sunday. We had a good weekend. Classic movies? I don't know, man. What's your definition of a classic movie? Because, I mean, my ass is getting old. So, like, I mean, like, to me, Saving Private Ryan is a classic movie. But to somebody else, I don't know, man, that's probably older than me, they would say something like Tombstone. So, you know, what's the definition of classic? And are we keeping it to a specific era? Or like what? Godzilla 2000? Shit, man, I don't know who's in it. Original Red Dawn. I like Red Dawn. And I still haven't seen the sequel. Why haven't I seen the sequel? Well, y'all told me not to. That's why. That's just what it is. Y'all told me not to. What is it that y'all said? Do not watch the sequel to Red Dawn because it's a gigantic piece of shit. You're better off not watching it. Just watch the original. That's all you need. That's all you'll ever need. And I was like, okay. Thanks for the advice. And I took y'all's advice. I still haven't seen it. True American, I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Cost me $40. I hope it looks good. Then again, it's a very basic fucking haircut. I just said, don't take anything off the top and just give me a high fade. And that was the end of that, but... It's not a sequel, it's a remake. Potatoes, same, whatever. Not same, but yeah. Remake, sequel. It's trash nonetheless. At least that's what y'all told me. So, take y'all's word for it. But classic movie for me, you're essentially asking me to give you like, I mean, there's so many classic movies, dude. I can't give you just one. The Green Mile is a classic movie. Law Abiding Citizen is a classic movie. 300 is a classic movie. Okay, Jurassic Park is a classic movie. Alien is a classic movie. I mean, there's just so many, man. Like, so many that I love, so many that I like. And when I think classic, I think of like from when I was a kid. I'm not thinking from like 10 years ago. So like The Sandlot. I've seen that movie way too many times for me to not say it. The Sandlot is a classic movie for me. Yeah. That's the one, man. That's the one. They really expected us to believe that North Korea can actually take over the world. I know. I know. Benchwarmers? I like it. It's a good one. Bad News Bears. I mean, if we're going sports films. Funny sports films anyways. Shawshank Redemption. Another good one. Fuck, dude. And you know what's crazy? Is there's a lot of movies not from my childhood, like from the past 5 years, that I consider to be classic films already. Not even the past 5 years, probably the past 10, maybe 15 years. Like, bro, the movie The Departed, that's already a classic film to me. And it came out in my adult years. The Departed, that's a classic film to me. The Town is a classic film to me. The only superhero movie aside from Endgame that I would ever consider a classic film is The Dark Knight, the one that Heath Ledger played in. Because those are just fun and entertaining and, you know, a great time. I don't consider it, you know, like while I do love these characters and the genre, it's not a film that it's not films that I would find myself watching over and over again. You know what film I've watched over and over again? Dude, Where's My Car? That's a classic one for me. But The Dark Knight I've seen. Oh man, I've seen. I can't. It's more than 10 on how many times I've seen The Dark Knight. A lot. Good military movie recommendations besides Fury? Shit, yeah. Black Hawk Down. 13 Hours. Lone Survivor. American Sniper. Restrepo. Saving Private Ryan. We Were Soldiers. Full Metal Jacket. Men of Honor. A Few Good Men. Behind Enemy Lines. Oh, bro, Behind Enemy Lines is so good. I always forget that Owen Wilson played in that movie. Always. So good. Obviously, Top Gun 1 and 2. Both fantastic. Hacksaw Ridge. I need to finish that. I started it. I got like 30 minutes in. I fell asleep. Not because I was bored. I was just actually tired. Extraction. I don't really want to say movies like that. Extraction, and like those are like in the movie they tell you that he's military, but yo, this dude is a fucking super spy, is what he is, man. And I'm trying not to say those types of characters in those types of movies. Extraction, like the movie tells you, like, hey, this guy is, special ops. He was in the service and in Australia, and super efficient soldier. But then he goes on to resemble a little bit of John Wick and a little bit of John McClane and a little bit of just every badass that you've ever seen. And it kind of steps outside of the realm of military and into the realm of this guy could very well easily be in the next Fast and Furious movie. Right? So I kind of didn't want to say those. Tropic Thunder. Yeah, I'll let that one slide. Tropic Thunder. That was good. What was the movie that was about the 173rd? The one, oh, it's called Restrepo. Enemy at the Gates? I can't say I've seen it. I still haven't seen Dunkirk, and I still haven't seen 1917. I'm trying to think of any other war movie. Vince, have you been writing these down? I can't think of any war movies that, or maybe you've seen all these. I'm trying to think. I mean, technically, it's not military, but it is a war movie. Lord of War with Nick Cage. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Based on a real person that at one point our government actually let go because the type of person in this movie is a necessary evil. Oh, Act of Valor. Yeah, that one was good. The Patriot. I feel like I've seen that. With Jared Leto and Nick Cage. Yep. It's a really good movie, dude. One of my favorite films by Nick Cage, and Nick Cage has been in a lot of fucking movies. He's had a lot of bangers, but he's also had a lot of shit. But this one's really good. Early 2000s, I think. Should be able to find it on like Netflix or something. The Mel Gibson one about the... Yikes. I haven't seen it. Patriot. I know what you're talking about with Mel Gibson. Seen trailers, and the movie came out, what, early 2000s as well? Or it could have been mid. Oh, I definitely remember Gladiator. Gladiator 2, by the way. I just recently went and saw Deadpool 3, and that reminded me. I saw a trailer. You have trailers in the theater? Gladiator 2, I believe. And it's with... I don't remember who's playing the Gladiator, but I think it's... Oh, who... Is it Idris Elba? No. It looks decent. Like, you would think that I'd be like, no, man, Gladiator was already a fantastic film. It didn't need a remake or a sequel or none of that. But if they're telling the story that I think that they're gonna tell in the film, it looks decent. I completely forgot that that was a trailer when I went to the theater. I was mainly focused on the Mufasa trailer and the Transformers trailers.
Story of how nuclear.
I almost said Denzel Washington, but I felt like that was a stretch. Yeah, it is Denzel Washington. I knew it was a black dude. Yeah, that's why I said Idris Elba first, but I was like, no, that's not right. Denzel. Yeah, he's in it, and it looks decent. I have to say, can't really lie. Yeah. Yeah, Man on Fire was Paul Mescal is the new Gladiator. Okay, yeah, I didn't recognize his face, so I didn't know his name. But yeah, man, it looks pretty good. Looks decent. It might not make $1 billion at the box office, but I don't think it'll flop either. It's gonna ride that right in the middle area, I feel, from what I saw from the trailer. But hey, man, trailers are just trailers. Do you guys want to continue watching? We're not done, but I know it probably seemed like we were done. We're not, though. But
testing finally came to an end. No, I'm just kidding. The government then decided to opt for the loophole, and they were going to bore a 500-foot deep.
Sorry, Vince, but technically that's your fault because you posed the question, and you can't just pose a question like that and we don't talk about it and fucking go down some kind of ridiculous rabbit hole. So I blame you. Anyways.
Deep hole in the middle of the desert so that they could blow up a nuke underground because nobody would be mad because people were only mad about on the surface, in the atmosphere, and in the ocean. Surely blowing one up underground wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? I mean, what could go wrong?
Delete me!
Wait, I'm
What
sorry.
are you doing, Eric?
I'm sorry. I like how Fat Electrician's always trying to put up a front. Like, he seems a little bit annoyed when his girl walks in, but when that camera goes off, he's probably like the sweetest motherfucker ever. And we don't even know. Big fucking teddy bear, but he's like, what are you doing? Come on, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
I already did the ad.
Delete me's gonna do every episode from now on.
I know, right, Jeff? Isn't it great?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how much are they paying?
Don't worry about it.
Anyways, you guys know the deal by now. It's pretty straightforward. You give Delete Me money, they turn around and they make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information, and after they get it all taken down initially, they continue to monitor it and make sure nobody else starts selling it in the future. So if you're interested, I'll have a link and a discount code down below.
I forgot what the fuck was even going on before his... How do you get back on track, Fat Electrician, like when she interrupts you and shit? I completely lost track of what the fuck I was even saying. And you're about to get right back on track and continue to give a whole bunch of fucking dialogue. That's wild.
Premise of the movie: drill a hole, stick a nuke down it.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what he said. So American said, stop detonating nukes on land. And the government said, all right. And then American said, and also, stop detonating them in the air. And also, underwater. But they never said anything about underground. And that's our fault as Americans. You gotta be specific sometimes, man. Specific. So they detonated one of these things underground and thought, what's the worst thing that can happen? I mean, I know this now, but maybe they didn't know this in the 1950s. And it goes by the name of, I don't know, tectonic fucking plates. Was the knowledge of shifting Earth and the ever-changing motions of the rock that we sit on? Was that of no concern back in the 1950s? Seems kind of strange that it wouldn't be, but,
Blow the planet you're on in half. I understand 500 feet probably isn't deep enough for that to be realistic, but still, nothing good can...
It doesn't matter. This is a nuclear explosion. This isn't like fucking taking a firecracker, digging a small little hole in some sand and setting it off. Yeah, you're not harming anything, man, at all. If anything, you annoyed a couple of fucking ants. But we're talking about a massive, major nuclear explosion that reverberates with energy and shit underground, dude. Am I being overcautious here? Right? Am I the only one that doesn't want an outside force fucking with the ground that we sit on? Because like I said, and hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a nuclear explosion can't do anything to a tectonic plate. But would you want to take the chance? Hmm? Hmm? It's like a prostitute telling you that she doesn't have HIV. Really gonna take her at her word? You really gonna take the chance? Still not clean. How? Oh, that's why. Okay.
Come of this. You're gonna like piss off King Kong or unleash that Balrog thing that killed Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Something bad is gonna happen. Now, luckily, they're not planning on detonating a nuclear warhead in this hole. They're just planning on blowing one up. And what I mean by that is the premise of this experiment was basically, remember, we're worried about the USSR bringing bombers, planes, and dropping a nuclear bomb on America. And we're planning on shooting those USSR bombers down. Essentially, we're gonna blow up those planes that have a nuclear weapon on board. They want to know what happens when you blow up a nuclear weapon with a conventional type bomb or missile, right? So they're gonna stick a nuclear warhead in the hole.
Before this experiment even begins to take off, I have questions about all of this. I have questions. So the purpose of this experiment is they've developed the technology to shoot shit out of the sky. Congrats, right? Naturally, the next course of action is going to be, we want to shoot a plane carrying a nuke out of the fucking sky. What would that do? And what would it look like? I have a question. What if you shoot this thing out of the sky? Are you shooting it with another nuke? Because if you're just shooting it out of the sky, what if you disable the plane? Mission accomplished, right? Wrong. This thing's gonna tumble down to the fucking earth with a nuclear bomb on it. What if it detonates when it hits the ground? Mission failed. Maybe I missed something. Are you detonating this nuclear explosion with another nuclear explosion? Because surely you're not gonna shoot it down with fucking flak ammo, right? I don't.
With another bomb, and they're gonna blow up.
Oh, tectonic plates were not discovered until the late 60s? Well, that explains it. Okay, there you go.
Up the conventional bomb and see if that blows up the nuclear bomb as well, because we need to know that. And the going theory is that the nuke is not going to explode because nuclear bombs have...
Hold on.
And they're gonna blow up the conventional bomb and see if that blows up the nuclear bomb as well, because we need to know that. And the going theory is that the nuke is not going...
Okay, so just a conventional bomb, and they're just hoping that just a normal sized bomb packs enough punch to set off the nuclear bomb, thus setting off the bomb in the air, destroying the plane, all is well. Okay. However, there is still that remote possibility that this conventional bomb disables the aircraft but doesn't destroy the bomb. You see where I'm going with this? Like on some off, crazy, wacky shit that happens, like it goes off, boom, plane's fucked, but the nuke never got destroyed. So now, again, like I just said, this plane is tumbling out of the sky towards American Earth with a nuke on it. Does that nuke detonate when it hits the ground? Who fucking knows? But again, who wants to take the chance? I'm actually more down for hitting it with another nuke, because then at least you know. That's guaranteed. Another just regular bomb, you're just hoping. I wouldn't want to go for two here. I think I just want to go for the touch. Go for the extra point.
to explode because nuclear bombs have to be set off in a very particular way, and if
That's why. Okay, that's why we're using a conventional bomb and not a nuclear one. Too complicated.
they don't get set off in that exact way, there's safety measures that are actually supposed to kill the nuke rather than set it off. But that's all theoretical, and there's only one real way to actually test it, right? You're gonna back up, grab a camera, yell World Star, and see what happens. So that's exactly what they do. July 26, 1957, they have the first underground nuclear test ever, known as Pascal A. Takes them all day to set it up. They gotta lower the device down this hole, they get everything ready. Then, on top of the hole, you know, in case the nuclear bomb does go off, they lower a 5-foot thick slab of concrete that weighs thousands and thousands of pounds. And then on top of the hole, they have some kind of lid. I'm not sure what material it was, they didn't say, but sitting on top of the lid, there was a bunch of sensing equipment, because remember, they're not expecting a big explosion. They're expecting a really small explosion, and they want to get as much data from it as possible. So they have like sensors and cameras aiming down the hole through this lid. And I will now let the head scientist in charge, Bob Brownlee, take the story from here. And I quote, "They finally got it down the hole, by my recollection, about 10 o'clock at night or so. There wasn't much time to go back to Mercury, go to bed, get up the next morning and shoot it. So somebody said, why don't we just shoot it now and then go in? And it was the world's finest Roman candle, because at night it was all visible. Blue fire shot hundreds of feet into the air. Everybody was down in the area, and then they all jumped up, jumped in their cars, and drove like crazy, not even counting who was there and who came out of the area." So the safety equipment didn't work. The nuclear part went off, generating an explosion about 50,000 times bigger than they were anticipating. Apparently, the explosion was so large that seismic equipment from all over the world could sense this explosion. You know, seismic equipment being the shit they use to detect earthquakes. Another scientist that was present described it as, and I quote, "the biggest damn Roman candle you ever saw. It was beautiful. Big blue glow in the sky." And because of this, the United States government comes to the realization, okay, maybe underground nuclear testing isn't that great of it. I'm just fucking with you guys. They redid the exact same experiment like a month later, August 27th, 1957. And they didn't really change a whole lot about the experiment. They took the device, they stuck it down the hole, they put thousands of pounds of concrete directly on top of it, and then the only thing they did change was, instead of whatever lid they were using before that they could like put sensors through and shit.
Dude, imagine that, because you said they didn't discover tectonic plates until the late 60s, right? Now just imagine that they decide to do this in California. Do you know what's in California? At least I think it's in California. The San Andreas Fault. It's a huge ass fault line that splits California from the other states, even though they're still connected. And I forget what states it splits it from. Like a cut right down the fucking... Imagine they stick one of these fucking, like, just imagine some dumbass general. Like, guys, we don't even have to dig a hole. There's like a fucking big ass hole, miles long, in California. We just put it down there. It's fine. It'll be fine. Imagine. I'm just thinking about it now. Really. We weren't that far away from making California an island. Which then again, how bad of a thing that would actually. Maybe they could just become their own thing, and we could just go down to 49 states instead of 50. Anyways, enough daydreaming.
They went and tried to control the explosion by getting a 2,000-pound manhole cover, and then they welded it shut over the top of the hole. They then took the best high-speed camera they could find and aimed it at the manhole cover, because if the safety device failed again, whatever happens to the manhole cover was, and I quote, "scientifically interesting," aka they're just doing Mythbusters shit with DOD money. So they detonate the bomb, the safety device fails, the nuclear portion goes off, and in hindsight, what happened is when you have a nuclear bomb go off with thousands of pounds of concrete directly on top of it, that concrete is instantly vaporized and turned into gas, and then that gas is pretty also instantly superheated and superheated gas expands a lot, and this is an enclosed environment because they welded the manhole cover shut. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, the scientists just inadvertently turned the planet into a fucking potato gun and launched this 2,000-pound manhole cover, presumably into outer space. So all the scientists, being pros, start asking the question that everybody wants the answer to. How fast do you think that manhole cover was going? So they go to the high-speed...
I mean, bro, it shot out of a nuclear explosion. I'm going to go ahead and say Mach 1. And are we talking about, like, how big was this manhole cover again? We're not talking about a standard manhole cover that you see, like, on the streets. This was specifically engineered with size, weight, and dimensions in mind. I'm guessing like fucking Mach 1 or some shit.
Camera. Okay, this camera is taking 1 frame per 1,000th of a second. Okay, it's a lot of fucking pictures. The manhole cover appears in 1 singular frame, and that is it. So because it was only captured by a single frame and not multiple frames, they can't calculate how far it was traveling over a period of time. So all they can calculate is the minimum speed that it would have to be going to only be captured by
in 1 frame. And that speed is what?
A single frame in the span of the camera shot. And the calculation they came up with was that manhole cover was moving at least 150,000 miles an hour. That is Mach 195. It is 100.
I was off by 194. Oh my god, I undersold it. I said Mach 1. I don't know shit. Jesus ass. Oh my god. Holy shit.
And the calculation they came up with was that manhole cover was moving at least 150,000.
That thing's in space. That thing's in space. There's no way it's not. I mean, dog, think about how fast an F-35 or F-22 can get from the ground to the, like, to the lowest part of the fucking atmosphere, like damn near almost close to orbit, like up there, like in the stratosphere. Like, think about how fast they can get up there. And they can only move but so fast. They can move Mach 1, Mach 2, shit like that. This is Mach 196. 95, I'm sorry. That's beyond supersonic, dude. I don't even think there's a word to describe that.
Miles an hour. That is Mach 195. It is 195 times faster than the speed of sound. And the best part about all this is that this happened prior to Sputnik 1, meaning that if this manhole cover made it into outer space, it was the first man-made object to ever make it into outer space. Huh! It didn't make it into outer space. It would have burnt up in the atmosphere just like meteorites do. Huh! Oh shit, you're right. I completely forgot that every single meteorite that's ever come into the Earth's atmosphere is burnt up completely.
Does it work that way? I don't know, man. I'm not a scientist. Are you experiencing the same... Are you experiencing the same thing? Yeah, you are. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I don't even know why I asked that. But... it would have burnt... I don't think it would have burnt up, bro. Dude, that thing is moving, man. Like, fucking moving. Maybe it shrunk in size. Maybe it burnt down a little bit, but I don't think so.
And never actually makes it to the ground. I'll be right back. I've got to go tell all the dinosaurs to stand up and quit being babies, because clearly they're exaggerating.
How fast does an asteroid travel? Well, it depends on, I guess it depends on multiple factors, but minimum speed of a fucking asteroid traveling through space. I don't care enough to Google it.
Guys, they're dead. This is completely different from a meteorite for multiple reasons. For one, a meteorite's never been made out of 2,000 pounds of refined steel. For two, a meteorite's moving at about 30,000 miles an hour when
A meteorite has time to burn in the atmosphere. That's why I don't think that this thing burned in anything. This thing is in fucking space. Man. This thing was moving too fast to even for the friction to even register what the fuck is even happening. Like, you're moving that fast.
When it collides with the Earth's atmosphere, this thing's moving at 150,000 miles an hour, and space is only 62 miles up, okay? This thing made it to outer space in a second. Even friction was like, what the fuck was that?
Exactly. Like, friction hasn't even noticed what's going on. Like, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this thing is bypassing everything. Like, this thing passed go and collected $200 like 57 million times. Like,
thirdly, the collision with the atmosphere is nothing like a meteorite, right? A meteorite is a rock traveling through the vacuum of outer space with no other forces acting upon it, and it collides with Earth's atmosphere, and then it gets slowed down and it gets burnt up, okay? The manhole cover isn't just moving at 150,000 miles an hour through the atmosphere. It is being propelled by a channeled nuclear explosion with all of the gases, aka the atmosphere behind it, also moving 150,000 miles an hour in the same direction.
Yes, science!
Okay, and just to be clear, I'm not saying that I'm correct. I'm simply saying I'm incredibly ill-equipped to answer this question accurately, and no offense, but there's about a 99.999% chance that you are too. So my verdict in regards to this manhole cover is going to be that it's still up in the air.
I think it's in space.
There's a horrible dad joke. I'm sorry. Moving on. Now, fast forward, nuclear testing continued, both...
I think it's in space. Man. Really.
Underground, above ground, and in the atmosphere until 1963, when they signed a treaty with the Soviet Union and Great Britain that the only nuclear testing allowed was going to...
Now, here's a question. Let's say it did. I'd like to believe that it did. So, that shit went into space, right? Does it... It keeps the same speed, right? Or however much is probably to a fucking fraction, but however much it slowed down leaving, it couldn't have been much. Keeps that speed, correct? I'd like to assume so, from everything I learned in school. It retains that speed. There's no gravity acting on it. There's nothing acting on it. It's empty void. Bro, whatever this thing hits, if it hits anything, because space is so big, the odds of you hitting anything, even if you went in a straight line with your eyes closed, is astounding. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's like, in space, so big that in between stars is like 23,000 light years for all the stars accounted for in space. No matter where you go, no matter what direction, 23,000 light years worth of space between you and anything. So the odds of you running into anything on accident is very rare in space. So, but if it does hit something, good God. But if it depends. If that something has atmosphere or any of the sorts, then I don't know what it's going to do. But dude, imagine it hits a planet that has life, like us. And poor little fucking Ragnarom. I call him Ragnarom because I assume that would be a normal name on a distant planet. Poor little Ragnarom is about to go to work and check in at the post office. And then just, bam, out of fucking nowhere, a steel plate falls out of the fucking sky and smashes him into the fucking ground. And it's a closed casket. And then from trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of light years away, all you hear is Earth. Sorry! That'd be some shit.
to be underground. Now, fast forward again a couple of decades, and people's concerns over atmospheric nuclear bomb detonations turned out to be 100% legitimate because a ton of people ended up having elevated risks of cancer. Both the 18,000 soldiers that were present at Operation Plum Bob had highly elevated likelihoods of developing leukemia and thyroid cancer, as well as thousands of civilians that were living in towns near the test sites. And
Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We'll be live tomorrow on Twitch.
What you're thinking, how come those people got cancer, but the guys that literally stood underneath a nuclear bomb as it was detonated didn't? Well, the way that nuclear radiation works is that it dissipates pretty quickly over like 2 to 3 days, and then it's completely gone. Which is why, like, all the old videos and protocols telling you what to do in case of a nuclear attack always told you, you know, duck and cover from the initial blast wave and then make your way inside and stay inside for like a week. After that, the radiation is decayed enough that it shouldn't hurt you. So the guys that were exposed to that bomb directly overhead were exposed to it for presumably 10, 15 minutes before they dipped and left, whereas a lot of these soldiers were exposed to repeated nuclear explosions over and over again, or these towns, the explosions would go up into the atmosphere and the radiation would be caught in the wind.
Dude, I was sitting here thinking about it. If a nuke went off where I live, like, let's just say I'm close enough to get hit with it, but not close enough to get turned into a bomb shadow, I die anyways. Even if I'm at the very, 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 very edge of destruction where I live, I die anyways. I either die from the fallout, radiation, or other people. I live in a place with a lot of people. A lot of people. And what are these people going to be doing? Rioting, looting, losing their fucking minds, trying to get out of town. Roads are shut down. Bridges are shut down. There's a bridge where I live that literally takes you out and takes you in. One bridge, and it raises and everything. That bridge is probably destroyed, gone, or non-operable. Emergency services don't work. Police services don't work. Medical services don't work. Gas stations don't work. Electricity doesn't work. Nothing is working. Thousands of people. No one in this area makes it. Not even a little bit. Really. You won't be able to get out of the city. You won't even be able to get into it. So it's just like... or maybe not, man. I would just cockroach that shit, dude. Just... hope that I had enough food before the fucking blast, because you never know when a nuclear attack is going to come. These countries that have nuclear capabilities, not all of them are going to be as friendly as America was with Japan. We gave them a warning. We told them it was coming. We told them to leave. Whatever country hits us with a fucking nuke, they're not going to give us a warning, bro. So whatever I have in the fucking kitchen or the pantry, I just need to hope that lasts until I can safely leave the house to find more food or something, bro. Because everyone's going to be doing the same thing. And everyone's going to be fighting each other for it, if not killing each other for it. People getting jacked for cars. I'm just thinking like all the bad things that happen in the case of like just a disaster. And it's the complete breakdown of civility among humans. It's just something natural that happens. So.
And it would just carpet these towns with radiation for days over and over and over again over the course of years, hundreds of nuclear detonations exposing these people to radiation. Now, fast forward like 3 decades to 1990, the United States government, with its infinite charity and outstanding moral compass, finally decides that they're going to pass the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, where they're going to pay these people that were wrongfully exposed to radiation due to their negligence. If you got cancer and you could prove that it was because of them, they would go ahead and they would give you $75,000 in one lump sum if you were a soldier on the ground, or if you were an innocent civilian.
$75,000 if you were a soldier on the ground?
civilian just living your life in a town miles and miles away, they would give you $50,000.
That's interesting. And somewhat odd. If you're a service member that got cancer, you get $70,000. If you're a civilian that gets cancer, you get $50,000. Boy, let me tell you, that is not how it would work today. That is not how it would work today. Today, the soldier wouldn't even get 10,000. That civilian would get like 200.
There's no other legal course that you could take. You can't sue them for more. You can't reject it. Just, here's what I'm going to give you. Fuck off.
Wow, that sounds like a really good deal. How about I give you the finger?
Okay, just so we're on the same page with this, the United States government takes your tax money, whether you want them to or not. You don't get an option. They're taking your money, okay? They then turned that money into radiation that they used to poison Americans with and give them cancer. Then, 30 years after the fact, they decided, you know what, we should make things right by giving the people that survived this long and can actually prove it was our fault, we'll give them like 50 grand. Bear in mind, that 50 grand is also money that was tax money that they took. So they took your money, used it to poison you, and then to pay you off, they gave you some of your money back.
But I mean, hey, look at the bright side. Even though they're the ones that caused the problem, they still helped out Americans. Whereas in today, anytime a politician gets a large sum of money, they just give it to another goddamn country. So, like, I mean, yeah, it's bad, but, like, I mean, let's look at the bright side here. At least you got compensated by the government. Aside from fucking the COVID payments that people were receiving, when was the last time Americans got compensated for fucking fuck all?
I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Can you understand how absolutely crazy that is? Imagine if somebody walked up to somebody on the street and was like, hey, give me all the money in your wallet, or I'm going to throw you in a cage for years against your will. And you're like, okay. And you give them all the money in your wallet. They turn around, they go buy brass knuckles, come back, and then punch you in the face with the brass knuckles that they just bought with your money. And then they look down at you and they're like, oh, I really hurt you, my bad. And then they get into your pocket, find another $20 bill, pull that $20 bill out of your pocket, and then hand it back to you to pay you off for punching you in the face.
It's never too early to learn that the government is a greedy piglet that suckles on a taxpayer's teat until they have sore, chapped nipples.
I gotta end this video. I feel radicalized. In conclusion, this has been the story of 6 crazy bastards that volunteered to have a nuclear bomb detonated directly above their head, and that time that America may have accidentally launched a manhole cover into outer space, potentially becoming the first man-made object ever, and that time that the US government poisoned tens of thousands of people with radiation, giving them cancer, and basically had no consequences for it whatsoever. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Crack bang out.
That seems about right. But hey, at least, again, at least they used money for an American problem instead of what we have right now. Hey, guys, we have an American problem. Oh, well, I want to tell you, we just gave $20 million to another country. We can't help you. Sorry. They're more important. We need them to like us, and we really need to look good on Twitter. So, sorry. All your tax money, we're just going to use it on other shit, right? There's just really nothing you can do about it. So, good. Fantastic. Again, right side. Pose. Like, back in the 1950s, the government robbed you. They were like, this is what the government did in the 1950s. Hey, punk, give me everything in your wallet. And you give them everything. And then they say, you know what? I'm in a good mood. Here, keep 10. Whereas in now, The government says, "Hey, fool, give me your fucking wallet." And you give him your wallet and he just leaves. There's like nothing good that came out. Nothing good that came out of that. Whereas in the 50s, hey man, at least I still got $10. Now you got nothing. That's rough. Oh, there's a new Clown World video. Do you want to watch it? If we do, it'll be the last one we watch. This one came out 40 minutes ago. Bro, my head is so cold. And my hands. Isn't it 10:30 where you're at? Yeah. But I don't go to bed for another couple hours. And if I don't do this, the only thing I'm gonna do is just go eat. And either play some video games or finish watching the TV shows that I've been watching. I don't know if I want to do a try. I can't decide, Astro. Yo, Roth, welcome, by the way. Didn't see ya. Where is Barksdale Air Force Base again? I don't know where I don't even know where half of them are. Hell, I forgot where the fuck Andrews is. I only know of one Air Force Base's location, and that's Ramstein. And I know the Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas, but I don't know what it's called. The only reason I know it is because my sister graduated from basic training there. It's in Bossier City. Like, what state? I don't know where that city is. Let's just do some Clown World. Astro, I don't want to wake my niece with my loud cackling. She's already in bed. Oh, Louisiana.
Cox Business is here to set you up with tech solutions that adapt to your business needs, like reliable fiber internet plus.
Damn, I bet you Barksdale's so much nicer than is it Fort Polk? Also in Louisiana? I bet you it's motherfucking night and day between Barksdale and Fort Polk. I haven't been to either, but one's Air Force, one's Army. Definitely a difference. Okay, hey, are you guys ready? Are y'all ready for some cancer? The good kind of cancer, the one without chemo. But then again, still cancer nonetheless. Okay. Let's see. New pronouns? What do you mean, new pronouns? That's concerning. Isn't there like 90 plus? And you just... I'm gonna have to go through my bank statements. I didn't subscribe for new pronouns. I didn't ask for additional ones to begin with. I'm gonna have to check the bank statement. No, man. The contract has changed. I don't like change. Really. You can't just be like adding new shit to this, man. Like it's a fucking like it's a deluxe package. Or like a limited time promotion. Starting Tuesday from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. New pronouns. Half off. Like okay.
Let's talk about void self pronouns. Void self pronouns are neopronouns inspired by the word void. and they can be used by anyone, regardless of gender identity or expression. They also may fall under the de-human pronouns. And void pronouns were created in 2014. And they're used in the same way that they them pronouns are used. So you might say, I met Void today. Or Void went to the shop if you are the individual who uses void pronouns.
That doesn't even make any sense!
Now, it would appear that these people are just adding the...
Still making shit up. You're still making shit up, man. That's what it is. That's all I seen. I didn't really expect anything from this. I just watch these things because it makes me feel better about myself. But void self. Yeah, that sounds like something you ripped. That sounds like something you ripped out of a video game or something. Like from fucking like Mass Effect. My void self. What am I talking about? I don't know. We're gonna skip this fucking. Okay.
All right, let's keep it moving with former Republican Congressman Joe Walsh. Now, Joe Walsh recently came out and said he was voting for Kamala Harris for president. Those of you that don't know who Joe Walsh is, he's just your typical neocon rhino warmonger. And the only thing I would have to say to Joe is, if you're voting on the same side as former Vice President Dick Cheney, his daughter Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, and your buddy is Adam Kinzinger, you're on the wrong side of this. Roland.
Republicans for Harris. I'm a Republican and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm a principled conservative and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. It's a big step. It's a career.
Nah, dude, it's a big deposit into your bank account is what it looks like. But all right.
Courageous step. And I'm going to tell you something. I was on a call last night. Republicans for Harris, a big old Zoom call, 70, 80, 90,000 people on the call. And the first point I made was how damn courageous it is for all of us.
Did he just say 90,000 people on a Zoom call? Is Zoom that good? Oh no.
To identify as a Republican, identify as a conservative, and we don't just say we oppose Donald Trump. We say publicly in the public square, we're supporting the only person who can beat Donald Trump. That's the Democratic nominee. That's Kamala Harris. That's a big deal because when you do that, that's a courageous deal. When you do that, when you say that, you are ending your career as an elected Republican.
No, I think it's your brain that's ending your career. Can you say anything other than it's awe-inspiring, it's courageous, and can you stop saying you haven't said anything, man. You haven't said anything. Why is it that whenever you like when the topic is Donald Trump, man, why is it that y'all can't ever say why your candidate is better? Y'all can't ever say like, oh, these are the reasons, these are the reasons, these are the reasons, these are the reasons. Y'all say shit like this. She's courageous. It's just a beautiful thing. It's awe-inspiring. It's inspirational. Bro, man, nah. That doesn't. Oh, but it's the same shit with the voters, man. You ask them, hey, give me one good thing about Kamala, and they say some nonsense. They're just like, well, she's really funny. Okay? Bro, what the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even do? What the fuck are you even telling me? Like, imagine you're Imagine you're not a politician right now. Imagine you're a scout for the NFL, and your head coach just asks you, "Hey, tell me about our prospect over there at middle linebacker," and you say, "He's got a good smile, coach. Ladies are gonna love him." What can he do on the field? You dumbass. All of you, y'all are all like this. Y'all are all this way. Man, it's retarded. That's what it is.
Understand that. When I came out against Trump 5-6 years ago, I knew I was ending my career as a Republican. Adam Kinzinger.
No, I think Trump ended your career. Like, he ended a lot of you. But yeah, I guess it would be easier to say that you ended your career by challenging the idea of him in office. No, I think he ended a lot of you. You remember that whole drain the swamp shit? Yeah. We're looking at the swamp right now.
My buddy and colleague, comes out against Trump a couple years ago. He knows he's ending his career as a Republican. Agree or disagree?
Dude, if I was going up against Wayne Gretzky after talking shit to him, or if I was going up against Michael Jordan after talking trash to him to the media, or if I was going up against Mike Tyson after saying disparaging things about his mother, you best believe I'm gonna be a little bit afraid. I just took a shot at the king. They're saying it like it's admirable, like they made a sacrifice. No, you got into the ring with a superior opponent and you got your ass whooped. Or you saw that you just might have to actually step into the ring against this opponent and you ran away and you didn't want to play the game.
Disagree. Applaud the courage.
What the hell did you just say?
Oh no.
I'm a principled conservative and I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
All right.
That's like saying I'm a lesbian, but I'm voting for dick only. Okay, bro. Whatever makes sense to you. That's good. Real good.
Next up, we have this clip that has been circulating on the interwebs of Carmelo Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, on some podcast talking about a bro hug he shared with her VP pick, Tim Walz. Now, it's interesting because lately people have been kind of questioning Tim Walz's sexuality because he has some very interesting mannerisms, we'll say. Bro.
No, I thought they were questioning his military service. Isn't this the dude that's accused of stolen valor and abandoning his unit? Isn't this the guy? Mysterious, take it easy, man. Thanks so much for hanging out.
We get up there and we just do this big bro bear hug. And I cannot tell you how many texts I got from my actual friends and actual family members like,
wait, this is Kamala's husband? This guy. The guy that was accused of lying about his exploits in Afghanistan, the guy that abandoned his unit, the guy that fucking tried to cheat the system and keep his fucking command sergeant major status. And really?
you never hugged me like that. What's going on? You literally just met this guy.
Did you hit him on the back? Did you hit him on the back to preserve your heteronormativity? Did you give him the back pat?
No, if you see the video, we just did this full on.
Oh, okay. Because I can't remember what his face looks like. So the name was just, it seemed familiar. So my bad.
And I think, he was like this, I was like this, and then it was just this bro hug. And I heard from a lot of actual friends.
Excuse me, the f did you just say?
Hit him on the back to preserve your heteronormativity. Did you give him the back pat?
No, if you see the video, we just did this full on. And I think, he was like this, I was like this, and then it was just this.
It just seems kind of gay, doesn't it?
I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Now, I never knew there was such thing as a non-binary haircut. To be honest with you guys, I never knew there was such thing as a non-binary person, yet here we are. Anyway, here we have a non-binary hairstylist giving a non-binary person a non-binary haircut. Roll it.
This is a scam. This is a scam. Why didn't I think of this? Why didn't I think of this? Gay haircuts, lesbian haircuts, trans haircuts, non-binary haircuts, gender fluid haircuts. The possibilities are endless, and the amount of money you can make is just beyond measure. Because that's just crazy. Missed opportunity right there. Now.
Sometimes what makes a haircut feel non-binary comes from the styling. Today, our goal is to add fullness and thickness on top.
What was the style here? Fucking 3 kids divorced and balding? What was the style here? I don't.
Top, we'd also like to change the head shape and make it feel a little bit more feminine. Now that I've cut it, hair product is really...
How do you change someone's head shape to make it look more feminine? Are we... Is it transmogrification? Is that a real thing now? Did Elon actually invent something that gives us the ability to customize ourselves? I don't know what that means, man. I don't think that's real. I think you're just saying all of the words that this guy wants to hear, that he's been conditioned by CNN to want to hear, and you're charging him quite possibly triple the price for what is essentially a $25 haircut. I see what you're doing here. Hairstylist that looks like that one lesbian American soccer player that everyone hates, that I can't remember her name. I see what you're doing here. Maybe not consciously, but you're subconsciously scamming these motherfuckers out of money. Because they don't know any better, because they're idiots, because if they're not spending their money on this, they're probably going to be spending their money on something equally as stupid. But
change the head shape and make it feel a little bit more feminine. Now that I've cut it, hair product is really how we're going to get that more feminine shape. Fullness through the crown and occipital bone gives the head shape kind of that question mark super femme feel, so that's what I'm creating. Volume and fullness come from the root, so if we're not building from the root up, our hair is going to be too heavy and it's going to collapse with all of that product. Drying it to get it locked into that shape, the profile really changed. It's cool and
you give him a low fade. You give him a low fade. And then you put water in it and you spiked it up in the back. That's it. And you did nothing about that widow's peak. You know, I know barbers and hairstylists that you can go in there looking like you're fucking balding and you can come out with a full head of hair because they're that good at their job. You did nothing to this man. You gave him a low fade and put water in his hair and played with it for a couple of seconds. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. All right.
confident.
What are you talking about? You're delusional, and your demonstration is meaningless.
Y'all ready?
Never let go. Never let go.
Never let go.
Now, here we have a non-binary adult woman doing some kind of weird little skit where she pretends to be several different young people, picking out a new name because she came out as non-binary. This is all make-believe. Roll it.
Did you pick out your non-binary name yet? I have some ideas. Oh, let me hear it. I was thinking maybe Sage or Leaf. Nature vibes. Peaceful, grounding. Or Jude or Leo. Your favorite Beatles song or your rising sign? Slay. Or Harris, because, you know, the future Madam President, you'd be in good company. Brittany Jessica Jameson, is Brittany here? I don't go by that anymore. What do you prefer? Harris. It's Harris. All right, Harris.
The land of make-believe.
And let's do one more non-binary, because I find it pretty fascinating that these people make up these whole new identities for themselves, and they tell us as society we're supposed to play along. Roll it.
These are actually my pronouns. They are a non-binary expression.
Or ZZ. You know, it just dawned on me. Zizir. 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 Zazir. 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 Zozir. Zazir. 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 Do you know what I was just doing there? That was my best impression of a sim. Because that's exactly what they sound like, isn't it? Hardy har Zazir McFlugen. Ha 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 ha. Zazir? Isn't that what the Sims... Y'all ever played Sims? What they sound like. Are y'all getting y'all's pronouns from the fucking Sims? Don't let it be so. Bro, are y'all getting y'all's pronouns from the Sims? Don't let that be the case. Okay, all right.
For people who don't resonate with they, them, because not everyone does, there are other ones as well, such as Faye Femme. And
you know, it's crazy, like, she's like, not everyone resonates with they, them. Why do you have to? I don't know how to explain it because I don't know how to say it, because I don't know how to phrase it. Like, some people don't identify with they, them. Who has time? Who cares? I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. Ask me if I identify with they, them. Do it right now. Ask me. Ask me. Hey, Edgar. Do you identify with they, them? You know what my answer is going to be? This is my answer. Yes? No? What? Give me the answer. What's the right answer? Is this a test? What do you mean? I'm leaving. You're confusing me. That's my answer. That's my exact response, my exact reaction. That is my exact answer to your question. Do you identify with they, them? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're wanting me to... You see what I'm saying? It's so hard to explain because it's just like... I didn't know we were doing that. I guess is the best way I can say it. She says, some people don't identify with they, them. I didn't know we were doing that. When did we start doing that? I missed that part of the briefing, I suppose.
And many people have reasons for why they would prefer to go by an alternative. I have my own, and I will be doing my own explanation video on my TikTok later in the week. But for now, yeah, they're just my pronouns, and they are what I go by as a non-binary person. Thank you.
What if you do if someone... I'm trying to wrap my head around it, bro. Give me a second. Pronouns. She, her. They, them. So, say you're at a party, right? It's you and two other people. One of your peoples goes to the bathroom, and then it's you and your other friend. You say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get something out of the car," and you leave. And then your friend that went to the bathroom comes back. So now while you're gone, it's this friend and this other friend of yours. And the friend that was in the bathroom says, "Hey, where did they go?" And then this person says, "They went to the car." You're they, I guess, right? Not for this one. She doesn't identify with that shit, but I'm trying to get this right? So, I guess the question is whatever happened to just... This is going to scare you a little bit. You're going to flinch at first. But just give it some time, and then you'll start to see that it's a good thing. When did we stop using names? Not everything in every single topic of conversation has to be he, her, he, him, she, her, they, them. Most conversations consist of, "Hey, where'd Jason go?" In the bathroom. Where's Jennifer? Taking a shit. Why don't y'all just use names? Couldn't all this be avoided if y'all just used names? Where's Blake? Where's Tyler? Where's Stephanie? Where's Brittany? Where's Joe? Huh? Where's Hillary? Where's Ben? Where is this person? Ben's in the bathroom. Ben went to go take a phone call. I talk that way. My friends speak that way. Most normal people speak that way. But it's the whole, this is what y'all have a problem with. Where's Stephanie? She is in the bathroom. So instead, y'all decide to go the stupid route. So instead, y'all do this. Where's Stephanie? They went to the bathroom. Because if Stephanie identifies with they, I guess just using names is a little too hard, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know. And it's something that's so fleeting in conversation that it begs the question, who has the time to get mad about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm imagining a scenario. I'm imagining a scenario where I'm gonna put myself in the scenario. I'm imagining a scenario where I'm at a get together with friends, right? And I have a pregnant wife at home, right? And I'm just somewhere with friends and like just mutual other people, right? I'm imagining this scenario, right? And I'm imagining my phone sitting on the table while I'm in the bathroom at one of these get-togethers, and one of these I'm imagining my phone just sitting there while I'm in the bathroom, and I get a text message, and one of these fucking people sees the text message, or no, actually, my buddy sees the text message, right? He sees the text message, and he's like, "Holy shit, where's Edgar? Right? And then someone says, he's in the bathroom. And then one of you little fuckers says, actually, maybe he doesn't identify with he. And then the other person's like, who fucking cares? Where is he? His wife's going into labor. No one has time for the semantics of fucking he, him, they, there, whatever the fuck, bro. Where is he? You see what I'm talking about? Like, this just, what y'all are doing just makes conversations last longer. Instead of just having a normal conversation with someone and then getting from the beginning of the conversation to point A, and then from point A of the conversation to point B, and then from point B of the conversation to the final point of the conversation, which is point C, you start the conversation off in this stupid fucking way. I'm they, them. And then now we have to have a full-blown fucking conversation about your they, them bullshit when I really was just trying to ask you the goddamn directions to the fucking grocery store. You see what I'm saying? This takes too fucking, no one has time for your bullshit. Really. I should have led with that. No one has time for your bullshit. No one has time for that, man.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds fucking retarded.
Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. I have questions as to what Mr. Bob Rogers. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help now, I don't know exactly what is going on in this next clip. I hope it's just some kind of weird skit that these two lovebirds are doing, but honestly, I don't know anymore. I think we've found the end of the internet. Roll it.
What do you want, narc? Take a shower. Can't. I'm pheromone maxing.
This isn't you, Bubba. You don't get to talk to my alpha that way.
What?
It's okay. This isn't you, Daddy.
I'll step down for my lady, but this won't be the last you'll see of me.
Thank you, Bubba.
Do that thing out.
Oh.
That's fucking.
They really did fuck up the goddamn Joker and Harley sequel. Let me tell you. Good God. That's definitely gonna flop. Don't ask me how I know.
Disgusting. Oh, throw up. Oh, what is it you're holding? A cookie? You were chosen.
All right, next up we have this young lady.
Yeah, that was matter of fact, that's usually a word that's reserved for, 3 and 4-year-olds, but I'll allow it. Candy, that perfectly encapsulates what we just watched. That was yucky. That was yucky. Typically, I don't use that word, but that's the best word I can think of that describes what we just watched. That's... Yeah, no, Deborah, nothing to see here. Regular Sunday.
Lady who says that getting rid of white privilege is a spiritual experience, but it's hard to do it without oppressing others. Okay, roll it.
White and I have white privilege and I want to get rid of my white privilege, but I don't know how to do that. I don't have any social influence and I don't have any power, and that's the first problem. If we want to be cultural workers, people who move culture and influence people so things can change, we have to gain power. But white people can't gain power without oppressing others, so we're in a tough spot.
Wow. She wasn't really saying a whole lot of nothing until just now. And that was quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
First step is to decolonize, and that means understanding that we are not white, we are European Americans. And coming to terms with that can take a long time, and that's why I teach soul autonomy. that we are not white. We are European Americans.
You're white. You're fucking white. Bro, that's like saying, no. That's not an iOS. That's an internal operating system. You fucking twit. That's what iOS means.
And coming to terms with that can take a long time, and that's why I teach soul autonomy. Because
it's not even a real class. You just made that up. I've never heard of that a day in my life.
It's a whole spiritual awakening to go through. In reality, if we are weak and fractured and isolated and lonely, we're not going to be able to give up our white privilege and help anybody. There's probably some part of you that's telling you there's some spiritual aspect to growth and some spiritual part of you that needs to be healed and to come out and be empowered. And that's what's written in the stars as well. Trust yourself that you can become strong enough to make a difference in this world.
What in God?
I just I don't know what she said. I don't know. That was a whole bunch of verbal diarrhea. That's what it was. But let me guess. Oh, I can't see the logo, but I know this is TikTok, bro. It's gotta be. Only this kind of dumbassery is gonna come out of TikTok.
Trust yourself that you can become strong enough to make a difference in this world.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Now, as some of you may know, every now and again, I like to end these videos on something either funny or inspirational, because after being inundated with nothing but brain aids for 10 or 15 minutes, it's always good to lighten the load and try to have a good laugh. So we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of Clay Travis being interviewed on live TV. He says something to the female reporter that is absolutely hilarious and catches her way off guard. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves.
I've seen this clip.
Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
I'm a First Amendment.
Does he say something about tits? If he says something about tits, I've seen this clip. Is it about tits? I'm a First Amendment absolutist. There's two things I believe in. Something, and titties. Please let it be the one.
Next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
I'm a First Amendment absolutist. I believe in only two things completely: the First Amendment and boobs. Once they made the decision that they were not going to allow a conservative, non-sports-related commentary, they couldn't do it.
Hold on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show. Did you say the First Amendment and BWBS?
Boobs. Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country's history: the First Amendment and boobs.
How would you even say that live on national television and with
Because it's great.
a female host?
And that's what makes it even better. It's a female host.
Because I like boobs and the First Amendment, which is exactly what I said.
Got him! Got him!
And you...
Dude. That's so good. That's so good. And I'm trying to think of... This is what ladies want to say, like these ladies anyways. Stupid ladies. They want to say all the time, right? Men and women, we're not different. We're the same. You're wrong for so many reasons, but I'm going to use this as an example right here. You see how mad she got? You see how mad she got? That was a dude that said that. Now in my head, I'm thinking, let's swap the genders real quick. Let's make it a male anchor and a female saying that very same thing. Well, John, I'm a First Amendment absolutist. You know, I only believe in two things in this world, and that's the First Amendment and a big veiny cock. I think the male anchor is going to do one of two things. He's either going to drop his floor to the ground and not say anything. He's going to cut to commercial, or he's going to say, "Amen, sister. I knew you were a real American. Goddamn right. That's fucking. Can we get her for next week's episode? This is going swimmingly. We're different, man. You get all butt hurt. I would be high-fiving this broad for saying some shit like that. I mean, a little hoish, but I mean, still, it can't be scoffed at. At least not on live TV. I mean, that's just fucking legendary.
You ain't black.
Oh, I'm still cold, man. I've been cold this whole fucking time. Sucks. Okay, let me check the feed. What is this? Let me check my feed. I'd be dying. Yeah, Kevin, same. I'd be like, this girl's hilarious. That's fantastic. It's like the Hawk Tua girl, right? No guys were mad about that. But you know the ladies were pissed. You know some ladies were mad, like, it's not even cute. It's like, she's gross. She's like a fucking country bumpkin. Ew. Yeah, and look at her face. And look at her dress. So 2007. Right? But the dudes were like, yo, we need to make her the spokeswoman for our cause. Usually it's a dude, but he got canceled last year for the sexual harassment, so we draft her. That's Pikachu, I choose you type shit. So no, dog, I'm cold because I cut like fucking 85% of the hair off my face. That's why I'm cold. I'm like a newborn right now. So yeah, you're right. I need a fucking blanket. Oh, man. Woke TikToks like you've never seen before. I'm gonna ask for right now. Just for right now. Let's see what we can put in the list for tomorrow's music stream, or what we can put on the list for Tuesday's variety. We gotta catch up on some Angry Cops and some Donut Operator on the next stream. Quite possibly some Mr. Ballin if we have the time. Become a towel head? What are you talking about? But yeah, alright, dudes, guys, gals, that's gonna do it. I'm out for the... I didn't intend on being live this long. I was just gonna go live for a little bit, but it ended up being a fun one. We will be live tomorrow on Twitch. It will be music. Next day will be variety. Back and forth. Back and forth. Same. And yeah, if y'all need anything, y'all can hit me up on the Discord. At or DM me. Whatever you prefer. I'll be here. I'm gonna go eat. Dude, I haven't eaten all day. I debated on eating at the food court, but I knew that was just gonna fuck up my stomach, so. Okay, alright, well, guys, love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.